on here. Match.
We're back for the semi-finals of the Baltic Trackmania League playoffs, and it's going to be a great day as we go into the top 8. It's me, Beamsy, and I'm here with Turbo. How you doing, Turbo?
Hello. I'm doing all right, I would say. Just was baffled to get here again to the office, but I'm looking forward to the event today because it's going to be played out. We're in the playoffs, and we're going to start off with the upper bracket semifinals. There will be 2 matches. One of them we, of course, be spectating, which will be semifinal 2. It is between Fane, Kaluki, Bits, and Yeva. And then the first semifinal, that is not getting stream time, is Auris, Sudo, Zyron, and Dwinjo. Could also be a grand final if you ask me, but then you didn't make the equation with Fane, Kaluki, and then maybe Bits and Yeva. They can also make a deep run into it. But let's go into this one. I think it will be a great match. We have 3 Lithuanian players in this match, though.
Yeah, it should be a really good match on paper. We didn't get to see too much of Aiva yesterday, excluding the last match. But when we saw her, she looked good. We saw plenty of Fane, Kaluki, and Bitsy. I think this match here will shape up nicely, and the other match should as well. It's the level of competition at this point is just so high.
Yeah, I agree. It's very high, and I think we're going to see just a nice fight all along. Maybe not too many players falling behind. And also, I think now the rules are a bit different. I think there should be... It's still auto, even though I think it should be the first seed who should actually ban a map. But yeah, there you go. We're just starting here with our first map, and it is Trenches by Sid Sensei and Yurtritz. So this is the first map coming into play. Again, we have a small warm-up, and then there will be 3 live rounds where players collect points. Point number is 100, so as per usual. And yeah, let's make a prediction. I mean, I can already count out Fane here. I really have to say that Kaluki also looked very strong, but I go with Fane and Bits for this match because Bits really picked up the pieces yesterday and he looked quite strong.
I think I'll go for Fane and Aiva, but just to be different to you. But Bits did look very strong yesterday.
We have a pause. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. We are... Okay, maybe because of the ban, that could be the case.
Yeah.
So that's why we're resetting the matches by the looks of it.
They're checking. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think for this match, Bits and Aiva, Fane and Aiva even. I'll go with Aiva. Just like Bits seemed to grow into the day yesterday, so maybe that just Yeah,
he did.
I go on that sort of reasoning for it.
Yeah, I already see that, but I mean, you can already count out Kaluki here as well, right? In this match, I think Kaluki looked very strong as well. So yeah, I don't know. It will be a tough match though, but I can really also just see Fane and Kaluki moving away from the others as we're still waiting for the server to be generated. I think round 1 match I can also not join. The first server I can also not join, so we still have to wait a bit. But I mean, maybe we can quickly explain what is happening, because yesterday we had the Swiss stage happening, which was the top 16 from the BTL just qualifiers going through, and then like 14 from there, and 2 players from the last chance qualifier, which happened the day beforehand, where Crazy Cat and Kielim qualified from. And then yesterday we played in Swiss stage. That means if you win 3 matches out of 5, or just if you win all the first 3 matches, you're through. And we were left with 8 players then, where we had very cool matches happening yesterday. The 2-2 match in general was very nice to follow, was quite close. And then we have our seeds decided, and the 8 seeds, where we're playing it in a double elimination bracket from now on, where we have just great competition along. And then there's 400 euro of prize money on the line as well for the top 4 distributed.
Yeah, it's going to be very deserved whoever gets it, because this level of competition now, it's so high. But like, I think about yesterday, there were a couple of upsets, but I think, when you look at the last match of the day, the 2-2 match, having Davino, Capsar, Crazy Cat, Bitsy, Aiva, and Lucky Error, in a way you'd argue there are a few upsets just to make it that far even. So yeah, I thought yesterday was a fantastic day to watch, and I'm just hoping today continues, which it really should.
Yeah, we really should take a look onto that one, and also to see how the underdogs might perform here. And we are, like, I would say that 3 of the players here are underdogs, but then Fane, I'm not sure if Kaluki is really an underdog, really, but Aieva and Bits definitely are. because both of them went through from the last possible match yesterday. So that is something to consider in that regard. 6th and 7th seed for them. And then Dwinger, of course, having 3rd seed alongside Fane and 2nd seed. But I also really want to see how Zyron is doing, and maybe he is putting some more practice into the maps. That would be good to see. And maybe he feels more comfortable on them now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Zyron gets on, because it's a little bit of a rough day for them yesterday. But we just be very positive, and surely that doesn't make him sad.
Yeah, I hope not. But of course, we already said that it's due to our expectations that we have on Zyron. He's a player who can also dethrone Aurus, who's of course the champion of the fall season, where he won against Dwinger. Then Sudo came 3rd. Critty got 4th there, so also too bad to not see Critty in here. Would have loved to see him playing as well. But yeah, there was Zyron also getting 5th, 6th, so not a position that we really thought that he would get in. Like, definitely he could make it to the final.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm just looking at it now, just thinking over who is left, and it's so difficult to call. It really is. Having the extended start now before this one. Oh, Rapids believes in Bitsy. You've got Rapids on your side.
Yeah, I do. It's hard to not trust in the veteran, right? He's really good at. He's just so experienced. Yeah. That's an important factor coming into play. But Kaluki then as well, very, very good player, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I think it will be a close match that we have, and I cannot wait to see this one unfolding, as we're still looking for Ieva to join the server, and then hopefully everything will be working out accordingly. Yeah,
that's the dream. Talk about Rapids. You didn't get the pleasure of casting with Rapids. One of the most beautiful voices you'll ever hear. That man has.
Yeah, I've seen the cast, so don't worry about that. It was nice. It was very good. So like stellar performance from all the casters that were involved here, of course. And we're back on the chopping block for the finals here, BMZ. So it was just a lot of Trackmania that we went through in the last couple of weeks concerning the Baltics, of course, which is a great scene to just follow along. You know, I've been casting so much for it, and just nice to see those kind of competitions happening.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed being invited back again after doing the last one. It's been a great competition to watch. And, you know, with the Baltic region, I didn't realise how fun it was before, but, you know, actually getting to watch people play, it's a really fun, it's an amazing event that Marcelli puts on. It does an incredible job of organising this. Really does.
Definitely. And we're still waiting for our player here. So what else can we talk about? Maybe our backwards turtle trial map? No, never mind.
Yeah, we can.
No one joined it, guys.
Yeah.
No one joined it.
I decided to put a little bit of practice in last night on it, Turbo. I made it 10 minutes in. I've only got another 16 hours and 50 minutes of it left, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we will definitely get there. That's for sure. Maybe you can chop off more from the time. That's for sure. Oh my god, dude! It was just such a battle again to get here. Right, the riots are crazy. Like the whole buses are just not going accordingly. It took me like 1.5 hours again to get here to the office. I had to pay €10 for a bus. Oh my god. Anyway, I still got here in time, which is nice.
That's an expensive bus.
Yeah, it is. Dublin is expensive. It's quite expensive here, though.
Was it a long bus ride for it to be 10?
No, it wasn't. It was like 20 minutes. But no other bus was commuting, and I still wanted to watch the football game. So
that is very pricey.
It is. There's a cheaper one, but I didn't take this one. Like just in hindsight, I should have taken that one. But yeah, at the end, you're always smarter, aren't you?
Yeah, life is a learning experience.
Yeah, but you like like also with buses or with public transport, you can just always go wrong if you just don't know when a bus really comes. You just have to predict it. So you just have to take what you really get, right? It's really hard. But we've all been there, me from Germany, with Deutsche Bahn. There's so many stories.
They're amazing.
About that, which is
they're amazing, Deutsche Bahn. Whenever I've used them, it's an incredible train line. It really is.
Yeah, it's a bizarre experience. If it works out, it's great, but mostly it doesn't, right? So that's the problem. But that's the same here, right? Just feels like a gamble when a bus actually comes. Because I went to the bus station, and it says that the bus comes in like at 30, so at 11:30 actually, and it just didn't come. So I went to the airport, and I got the bus there, the tourist trap. But well, you have to take what you get, right? So that's the unfortunate stuff.
My very random Deutsche Bahn story while we're waiting, if you want to. I thought I'll get first class when I got a train from Berlin to Cologne. Since it was a long one, I thought, you know what, that's not too bad of a price. I'll do that. There was one other person in first class, and it was an older lady, and she came up to me and she said something in German, and I didn't understand. So, I said, "Can you speak English?" And she really struggled. And then eventually said, "You're in my seat. Can you move?" And it's like, yeah, okay. The entirety of first class was empty apart from us two, but she wanted that specific seat.
Yeah.
And then she proceeded to spend the
Welcome to Germany.
She spent the entire train journey sitting there with a massive stack of newspapers, just ripping pages out of each newspaper and putting them into a pile. There was one pile of papers and then another pile of papers.
That's just the classic German old lady. It's the classic German old lady. Like, what the hell?
Yep.
Oh man, I've seen them. We've all been there, right? So we've all seen them in Germany. It's crazy.
Spent a long time watching, trying to work out what she was actually doing with what she. Because it just seemed. Yeah. One page on the left pile, next page on the right. Next.
I don't know. Maybe it's a hobby. Bizarre hobby though. But
definitely an interesting one.
Why not? Other people cast Trackmania events, right? So
some people rip newspapers up.
Yeah.
On Deutsche Bahn.
Pick your hobby. Yeah, we can maybe cast on Deutsche Bahn as well.
Yeah, and we could sing the Deutsche Bahn song while we're there.
You mean the thank you for traveling with Deutsche Bahn?
Yeah, that song.
I just had to do my best German accent there of English. But I think we are 4 players here, so the match starts in 2 minutes. Mod check. Yeah, I am a mod, but I'm not aware of how to use the tool. I mean, I can try something, but I'm scared of breaking the server. So Bits, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna try that. Else someone gives me like a backseat of how to do it. I don't know. I don't really know of what to do. But yeah, pick and ban was broken. So there's exactly a ban happening. The ban will be from the first seed, which will be Fane in this match. I think. Should be Fane. And then the other map should be random, but I'm going to take a look onto the rulebook again. It should be random. Let me see. Okay, never mind. Well.
Has the server died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool. So we push back the matches even further. As it's the 82nd minute.
Yeah, it means you
the
get
game
to follow
that I'm
the
currently watching. Yeah, it's great. It's such a bizarre game, really. It's like this game had everything. Like there were like 2 possible penalties for the opposing team, but they were both offside, so it wasn't a penalty, which is crazy. Like I was like, oh no, and then saved, no penalty. Let's see if they can get it across the board, because that would be very important for Schalke.
Yeah, you're watching SV Elversberg versus Schalke, right?
Yeah, I do. But the game is over very soon, so Maybe they're just waiting for the game to finish and then we start.
Yeah, maybe everyone's just watching SV Elversberg versus Schalke.
Yeah, maybe I mean, it has 2,000 viewers on YouTube, and in Ireland you can watch those games for free on YouTube, which is great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's super nice, yeah.
Yeah. I was having to watch the Wrexham game before this, and we were losing 2-0 away to Birmingham, so that's just sad because we're better than Birmingham. But yeah, I think any chance of us making the playoffs is gone, but that's fine because I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's playoffs for the promotion. No, true.
So I don't think we'll make it into the playoffs area, but no. But I think that's a good thing because I didn't really want to get promoted again.
How many teams are going into the playoffs? Like 8? Or 6?
6. Third down. Yeah, 6. Yeah.
So then third plays against 6th, fourth plays against 5th, and then the winner plays against 1st and 2nd. And then there's a final, probably, right?
Yeah, 1st and 2nd automatically promoted.
They automatically, okay.
Yeah.
And then one team from the others, or?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's an interesting concept. More games then. In Germany, we have the direct, like 3rd from the 2nd division against 16th from the 1st. So it's only 2 games there.
Yeah. It was bad back when we were in the National League, the 5th tier of English football, and one team would get automatically promoted, and then the next, I think, 8 teams would play in a playoff.
Oh my. What the hell?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
that is indeed crazy. Yeah, it is. Anyway, we're still missing a player.
Bits this time.
Yeah, not Eva on the server. But as I said, I don't know how to operate this tool. If not random ban, random picks like yesterday, the last 2 rounds will manage pick and bans manually, so lower. Okay, yeah, but it's easier to do it for 1 match instead of 2. Okay, I see. Okay, I see. All right. So we should start very soon. 2 minutes. The time is ticking here for Bits. Else we're gonna start without him.
He's here.
Hey, speaking of the devil, that's nice.
I think this time it's for real. We're gonna start. But...
Hopefully. Yeah, any predictions in chat as well here from you guys? Just tell us about them.
Yep.
But I go with Fane and Bits. Even though, like, on paper, of course, Fane Kaluki would be the obvious from the seed and the performance yesterday. But I think Bits, and it's another day, right? So.
And I'm going Fane and Aiva to keep it a little bit interesting.
Good prediction there. Very nice. I like it. And also we have a Deutsche Bahn story. My old person Germany story is my train got stuck in Königsallee when I was in Düsseldorf because they were pushed onto the track. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what the hell?
That's a good prediction.
Wait, who was pushed onto the track? Like, what the hell? The train?
No, I guess he's the old person.
Oh my god, dude. Why would you get pushed on the track? That's mean.
But yeah, we'll find out if Rapids' prediction is right after the first round. That would be kind of crazy.
Would be fun to see that, yeah. Just asserting dominance here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have confirmation here as well. It will be random ban and 5 random picks. And then we are starting the match. So just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's see how much. Do you think it makes much of a difference for the top seed? Maybe there's there's a map that they didn't extensively practice.
I feel like Fane probably would have banned. I think it would have gone. I think they would have gone for Homik to ban. Would be my guess.
Yeah, could be the ice map, but yeah, I don't know the pace from Fane on all of those maps. We're gonna see like how this match plays out as we're starting now. So it's good to see.
Make a great deal of difference.
Hopefully it doesn't.
When it starts.
Yeah, just a calm before the storm here.
Yeah.
15 seconds, then we're live.
Well, and there we go. Right.
Day 2 has officially started after a 20-minute delay, but sometimes you cannot resolve those problems. I think the competition tool is also quite complex. It's hard to really set everything up, especially if there's 2 matches still ongoing. If it's 1 match, I think you can do it manually, but for 2, it's quite hard. But here we go. We still start off on trenches, though. Oh, just 20 minutes later. But here we go. Small warm-up of 20 seconds, and then we're live with the very first rounds. BTL, Yeva, Fane, and Kaluki fighting it out for 2 spots in the winner bracket final and have top 6 then guaranteed already.
Yep. And what a match it'll be.
Hopefully will be a good one.
And we're live. So yeah, it's gonna be fascinating to see what people's pace is like today, if they've adapted their lines at all from yesterday.
Yeah, actually true. And I've seen BTL already going for a more inside line there to just try to survive the start. I like that. So BTL is on second place, but hits the wall there, so he's falling behind. Yeva overtaking. Fane also 1 second behind. And then we have Kaluki with a great start, but also fumbling it here, going off the track. So he will be out here. So it's Yeva and BTL, 2 players who came into this tournament or into the second day as like almost last people playing the 2-2 or 2-2 match. So they're looking to get some good points here, but BTL crashing there as well, losing a lot of time. Fane overtakes.
Yeah, so as long as no mistake here for Eva, this is going to be an absolutely massive first round for her. Just to establish a little bit of dominance on the match.
Yeah, and here we go. 101, not the fastest time, of course, that we have seen, but it gets the job done, and especially on this map, we have seen so many, okay, the point was 120, actually. I thought it's 100, so the match will be quite long. And it could also be 4 rounds then per map. Let me take a look onto the rulebook of what the actual, what the points are looking like.
But yeah,
keep on talking.
I will. I was sort of, my brain went into that mode of, oh, I want to know this. But yeah, no. So we'll have a look. So Fane actually leading here, 0.1 ahead of Kaluki. Eva another 0.2 behind. Critical area here now where people tend to make a little mistake, but everyone moving on through cleanly. Obviously, BTL 1 second behind. Oh, and Eva seem to just lose the gear a little bit too much, so they're out the race. It's Kaluki and Fane coming into the difficult plastic sausage section. And if Fane can keep a clean line here, it's a chance to extend that 0.4 lead over Kaluki, going into the ending. And Fane sets it up quite nicely, and that should be.
It's 4 rounds actually.
4 rounds.
4 rounds per map, yeah. So the match will be like just going a bit quicker. Even though we have, maybe not quicker, because we have 120 points, of course, but Yeva with the DNF in this round. So that is unfortunate, but of course we only swap to a map like after 4 rounds instead of 3. So I think it should be almost even when it comes to like, just the length of the match. Yeah.
A little bit weird line by Fane there, just to put them a little bit behind. Kaluki 2.4 behind, so guessing had to respawn the start. But
oh yeah, Bits with it. Bits and Fane fighting it out. I thought Bits is gonna make a mistake. Aeva is on 3rd position, so not too far behind. And now we go into the second part of the map here. Fane with a good lead though, but Bits going for the attack. Definitely not the worst start for all of the players. Everybody getting something out of it. Aeva, of course, with the DNF in the previous rounds, bleeding a lot of points there. So she still has to get some points across the board here to not fall any further behind. Bits with a wonky line there, so Aeva coming closer, but also doesn't get a good transition over there. And it will be Fane winning here if he survives the ending, and he does. And it's also an okay time, 101. Bits on 2nd, Aeva on 3rd, and Kaluki. Can he finish? The finish time is 10 seconds. It's looking good, and he will get 3 points.
Leaving it to the last second to finish.
Yeah. True that. Making it an exciting one.
Yeah. Looking like a potentially quite close so far. Fane obviously establishing a little bit of the lead. But Bits definitely goes for a slightly different line to everyone else there. I'm not really sure if that one pays off.
Yeah, it doesn't look that slow. Doesn't look that slow, but he's definitely losing like 0.2 maybe. I mean, after a mistake, he lost now 4 seconds. So that is quite unfortunate. But Fane just trying to just gain control in this match. Now up in the lead again. Oh, Aeva getting some airtime there. And she's off of the map. Kaluki up to 2nd place.
Yeah, and this is a good chance now for Fane to potentially extend that lead if they can just keep themselves ahead of Kaluki. Less than 0.2 in it now. Kaluki gaining. Looking to overtake. And it'll come down to the transition here to see who gets into the finish first.
Oh, Kaluki with good speed, but goes a bit too inside. It will be Fane winning it here.
Yeah.
Good performance from Fane. And Kaluki cannot really get a lot of points here in this whole match, really. It's not looking too good for him so far. Bits also not finishing. It's, yeah, the 10-second finish timeout really comes into play on this map.
Yeah, it really does. You know, it makes it a little bit rougher, but we're at that stage in the competition where you need that little bit extra risk, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And now we go to face Offset, the map from Kaluki. Maybe this could be the chance for him to come back to it. So maybe it's the mapper's blessing, and he will be making it through. But let's take a look. We have one small warm-up, and then we have 4 live runs again. Fane at 36 points, but look how close it is for 2nd. 18, 17, and 15 points. Just 3 points tearing those players apart.
Yeah, so dominant at the moment for Fane, but still very early in the match. Anything can happen, really. But yeah, Kaluki looked really strong on his map yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do the same again here.
Yeah, and look at this start here as well. It's looking great from the players. Aeva a bit further behind, but having a good line there as well. We've seen a mistake there. I think that was Fane dropping out of the picture. And yeah, also Schalke won, by the way, so that is very nice. Dude, what a game. Like, what a fucking game. Sorry to curse here, but this one was, like, it was a bizarre one. And just getting this one across, I think Schalke's gonna promote. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're here to, like, follow Trackmania Esports, which is just great to spend your Sunday with. And Bits now with a good amount of points here in this round if he nails the ending, and he will do so. Kaluki on 2nd place, Aeva on 3rd. Fane is getting only 3 points, so up to 39. So not the best round for him, but of course, look at the cushion that he still has. He's still 13, 14 points ahead of Bits here.
Yeah, it's a good place to start in this, going into this map. It's going to be, the main story is just like, Kaluki had a little error there, which gave away 1st place for the round. But if he can just get a little bit more, just not make a mistake again, which I wouldn't be too surprised if he didn't. He could be on for a good one, but Fane with a beautiful starter here, 0.1 ahead of Kaluki.
Yeah, very good start from Thane here in this round. So he is also in a great time by the looks of it. Dieva also going up into second place. Kaluki with a small mistake. Bits nowhere to be seen here, but that is really a good round for Thane. And Dieva can also collect some points. And it's Beamsy, it's so close here for that second place. I mean,
really
we've only played a couple of rounds, but it's really everything just reliant on who's going to get those 10 pointers. If Thane doesn't get them, Thane looking really good today.
Yeah, Thane looks like they are ready to see how far they can go.
I think Thane is going to make it into the final, though.
I think that feels evident at the minute. And Rapids wants to talk to your manager, Turbo.
To my manager? Why?
I'm offended by the awful language conducted on the stream. I want to talk to the manager.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
also 0.2 away. 0.2 away from the world record was that time as well. So good job there from Thane. Very nice.
But yeah, Thane absolutely looks on it and ready, like a man on a mission, I think is the term I'd use for this. And again, 0.2 ahead of Aiva in second. Just, they know what they're here to do, and that's what they're going to do.
But Thane looks unstoppable also in this round. And then we have Kaluki and Dieva fighting out for second place. Kaluki, the mapper of this map, of course. Maybe having a buff here, but it's not really working out that well for him as he is only getting second place. Oh, Dieva with a mistake. And look at that time. Another 0.2 from Thane. You love to see it. And Dieva fully struggling with the end. Is she able to finish? No, she's not. 10-second finish timeout. Takes its toll again. This time on Dieva. Already 3 rounds where we have seen one player not finishing.
Yeah, and it costs you that, especially with Thane having an advantage like he does. But just go back to what you're saying about that battle for second. One of these players has to take points off Thane at some point, you'd think. Not either this round with a little mistake, but at some point, someone's going to take points on Thane, and maybe they can start to establish a little advantage between second and third. But maybe also just stays like this, and that's cool.
Yeah, but Dieva really struggling right now to keep up with that battle. But Thane again, just on another mission here. It could be 69 out of 80 possible points for Thane here after map number 2. That is just a very good performance. He looks locked in. But the question now is it enough to beat someone like Aurus? Because Aurus and Thane will probably play against each other in the final if they just continue like that. But now look at Kaluki fighting back. Good line here from Kaluki, maybe a bit too wide. And it's another beautiful time. Thane just copy-pasting in 0.2s all over the place. Kaluki also with a 0.3, but only getting second place. But that is just a great performance from Thane so far. Getting 6 first places, 1 second, and 1 last place. 69 points. That is nice.
It really is. And it's a fantastic level of consistency by Thane. Just to basically do the same run over and over and get about the same time. But we've only played 2 maps so far, so there could be a map where maybe he's a little less practiced or whatever. And maybe someone else can assert themselves on it. Be interested to see how he does on the RPG one. On this one here. Which I never want to try and say.
Yeah, I'm also not...
Slut. Oh, it's probably
Onive slot, I would pronounce it. I'm not sure how this Y is pronounced. Yeah. Onive slot. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure one of us is vaguely close. Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But I think I'll just call this the RPG one.
Yeah, the RPG map. The map from Fendar.
Yeah.
That's how you put it.
Good try,
but far off. Okay, you can teach us, Fendar. Yeah. Don't even know what language that is. Like, is it a Baltic language? Probably. But I don't know. Anyway, Let's go into the round here because Fane having a good start again, but going a bit wide there, having a bit more exit speed. Kaluki taking the torch here for the lead. Oh, but clipping there, and that was a very costly mistake because Fane is fighting back here. Kaluki, where is he going? That was not a good transition there as well. Fane with a good amount of speed here. Kaluki going a bit wider. Fane still in the lead, and Fane will win another round, a 101. Not the fastest time that we have seen on this map. Yeva and Bits also finishing, but quite far behind. Bits 6 seconds behind though.
Yeah, and that's a disappointment for Kaluki there when you get yourself ahead of Fane and then just let Fane back in again with that little clip. That's going to be a little bit disappointing. But it shows that they've got the potential on this map to maybe cook something up.
Hopefully. I mean, that was definitely a great run, but now we see a clear tendency of maybe who gets into first and second place. Fane is locked in. He's looking clear to just reach finals mode the first, but he is clipped. Yeah, he has made a mistake. So now that's Kaluki's chance to really gain an advantage over Ayeva and Bitsy in this round.
Yeah. If Kaluki's the one that gets the round win here, that's going to be absolutely massive for them for just establishing a lead over Bitsy and Ayeva, but we'll see how it plays out now. With surely Kaluki will be a little bit cleaner with the landing here. You wouldn't want to do the same as before.
Yeah, also here the dirt entry, or exit rather, was a bit awkward from Kaluki, but now he gets it very nicely. And that could also be a 1 minute point 3, I would guess. Oh, 0.1 even, so good time from Kaluki. But still a good guess, not far off. So very nice time there from the Latvian player. Setting a statement to Eva and Bitsy, who definitely have to pull the trigger, both getting some DNF rounds, of course, as well. But now they're 12 and 14 points behind. And Fane still living off of those very, very strong first 9 rounds. Still an average of 8.2 points here in the first 10 rounds. That is just beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. It's a fantastic performance so far. And it will be interesting as this match plays through if either Bitsy or Kaluki can start to capitalise a bit, but Kaluki a mistake there. If any of them just can push that little bit harder without throwing their consistency. Yeah.
Consistency is key here, but you also need to make sure to beat someone like Fane in those kind of rounds to get those 10 points. But soon enough, Fane will be out of this match if he just continues to play like that. Oh, but that wasn't the best line from Fane, but also Yeva struggles with that. So Bits up into the lead. It will be Fane with more, Yeva with more speed. It was Yeva's car skin. So she holding first place for now, but will it be enough for the end? Looking like a good drift as well. Good jump there as well. Bits with a bit more speed, but it's not enough here. 23,000 in the ending. Yeva picking up a very important 10-pointer.
Yeah, and that's a really big round for Ayeva and also Bitsy, just with Kaluki finishing bottom for them both to gain on second position. Ayeva only 7 points behind Kaluki now, but that gap to first place is still pretty massive.
Yeah, first place is almost certainly decided. Of course, a lot of things can still happen, but just seeing Fane's performance here, maybe the bug slide ending with the wet wheels is a bit difficult for Fane, but other than that, I think Fane just doing a fantastic job in this match so far. So 86 points out of 110 possible. That is definitely a great start, and he's soon being finalist. Of course, finalist mode will be 120 points instead of 100 as opposed to yesterday.
Yeah, and you know, it means that you have to go through this sort of endurance race that little bit longer, round wise potential. Maybe not actual real time because of loading into map time, blah blah. But you have to play a few more rounds just to get there. So always cool.
I would say it's like one more map to play, but then you still have like one less or one more round in there, so it's all evens out a little bit. I think everything should end on map 1 again. So, or maybe like map 5 even, with 20 rounds. Could be the case, especially Fane playing like that. He could even end it on this map here if he continues like that, because he's up to 96 points, only 24 points away of reaching finalist mode.
Yeah, it would be... I imagine it would be beneficial for him if he could get the job done here, because I have a feeling he didn't look the greats on the ice map, apart from during the qualification phase where he won on that map. I have a feeling yesterday when we
Yeah.
saw him, he didn't look a little bit behind.
Yeah, we're
on
gonna
it,
see.
but
Maybe
we'll
he's
see.
put some work into it. Maybe. So the race is starting. And here we go. 64, 55, and 52 points for second, third, and fourth. So Kaluki still ahead, which is important. And then there's a 32-point gap between first and second. So Fane, like, he can really throw the next couple of rounds. He just has to finish, and he will still somewhat be the first one in finals. But I doubt this will be happening because Fane is getting a great start. Look how far inside he goes. Look at the speed here from Fane. That was a great apex, propelling himself into the lead. Bits with a mistake. Kaluki and Dieva are behind. So good line from Fane. Now important to just not lose control, and both Ieva and Kaluki do lose that, so Bits accompanying them for that second place battle. Everybody's struggling. It's not easy to do that, but look at that. I think that really just describes the match. Fane is just on another level.
Yeah, Fane just knows what they need to do. Just get a really good time. Just do an amazing run, and no one could beat you.
What
There's
is
no
Ieva
slowing
doing?
down. There's no relaxing. Fane just wants to be as fast as possible, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well, and that was also a good time. I mean, world record is a 0.5, so Fane is definitely ready on this particular map, and now up to 106 points, so that is beautiful job here from Fane as we now go into the next map, into the next round, into round number 14 of this upper bracket semi-final, which is semi-final 2. I also wonder how the other match is being played out right now, but Fane just figured out this dirt zoop so nicely, or just a fragile dirt bug slide that you need to perform. He's again so far ahead here, Beamsy.
Yeah, it really is, and a mistake from Kaluki, who was sitting in second. So now Bitsy actually maybe gaining on and Fane a little bit, but still going to be about 0.4 behind, going at 0.7 even.
I think Fane is on a massive time as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a 0.6.
I think it is. I think 5. Wow. What exactly was the word?
Yeah, beating. Yeah, it's a 0.53, so Fane also beating his PB by 0.003 of a second. So that is a very good time there from Fane, setting a statement. And I think if he just continues to play like this, well, he will be out of this match here very soon. And that is a great performance here, Beamsy, really. Like, what a great effort from Fane. It's very good to see that he just plays that well.
It is, and now this round he'll almost certainly get up to 120 points, and then one more round for final. So yeah, could be done this map, like you said.
Yeah, and again, the Apex is so good. Not sure if everybody has figured this out that well, but Fane is just copy-pasting his run here yet again. And that's also such a good transition. They're hardly catching airtime, just gaining control, getting the upper gear, and he's on another great time. This could be another 0.5 or 0.6, getting the nose slide there, so losing a bit of time, but it's still not too bad because he was approaching it from very far outside, having to oversee a bit. I think that's a 0.6 or a 0.7, something like that. Okay, yeah, it's a 0.6, yeah. So very nicely done. 3 consecutive round wins from Fane. He is locked in on this one, really. What a great performance.
Yeah, it's incredible, but I'm just so curious now. Will he just get it done now? Because if he has, then he's done it almost as quick as possible, really, actually, hasn't he? What, like...
Yeah, doing it in 4 maps, it's crazy, yeah.
How many rounds has he not finished first? Is it maybe 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5 rounds, something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
What an amazing performance.
But I think this map sums it up perfectly, how he's just maximizing every single turn. And yeah, just gets the bug side, goes wide, gets the split. It's just amazing to watch.
Now he has some company here with Ieva getting a great line over this sector. Now the gear important to stop steering there. Ieva going very far outside, will bleed a lot of time, and Fane, he's on another insane time. They're having to readjust a little bit, so it will only be like a high 51, but he gets the job done, and that was a great performance on time flies from Fane.
Yeah.
Getting through here, so like amazing, really.
Yeah.
He's out on this match. And that was like a very dominant performance. GG's.
Yeah, and what a way to also just start the day to see how fast Fane has been. Because it shows that he's not messing around today, Fane. It'll be interesting to see how he can stack up against the Aurus and Zyron, etc. later on.
Yeah, and now we play it out for second place. 82 points for Kaluki, whereas Fane already closed out finalist mode, which you activate at 120 points. Looks like a 100-point match here. Like, what a great performance from Fane. And let's go to Homik, which is our 5th map in the rotation. Fane doesn't even have to play it.
Yeah. And this will be interesting, actually, because I think from yesterday, Kaluki looked really good in this map and has got a little established lead at the minute. And I think Bitsy was struggling right when we saw this, so this could potentially be a very good map for Kaluki, but I might also be misremembering, and things can change when you go from one day to the next.
Yeah, it can change, but let's go into the first round here, as we of course have this inside line here as well that was chosen by Auris. No one is opting for that one here on the ice slide, but it is Kaluki with a great lead. He's gaining control, and that would be very important for him to get those 10 points, to apply a lot of pressure to Bits and Dieva. But there's still a long way to go, and what a funny plastic bounce that was there, or just a bump from Kaluki falling off the map. So Dieva taking home those 10 points because no one is there to contest the victory from her. She just has to survive the ice slides. Easier said than done. You can still slide out, but even then, I think she would get first, and Dieva wins the round. But what a round that would have been for Kaluki. Oh, man.
And that's a huge round for Aiva as well, to just assert some pressure on Kaluki as well, actually, because going to only 5 points behind.
Yeah, it is. It was so important.
We'll see how it all plays.
Still second.
Yeah, I think Bitsy's had an issue at the start again here. Yeah, 0.6 behind, but Kaluki with all of the speed, trying to get it very clean through the grass section. I want to see someone else do the inside line on the ice. I'd love to see it, but obviously not me.
Maybe Zyron is doing that. It could be that Zyron is adapted to it, but it looks quite tight to do that. But we will be seeing that, especially in the final. I think players will be going for that one. Maybe this map will also be banned. Who knows? But I really did enjoy this map. I think the whole map pack is very versatile. We have like a lot of different mixed style maps, and it's also good to have some ice in there as well. But let's take a look onto this round. Kaluki versus Dieva. Dieva going very wide. Kaluki with good speed though. Will hold on to it, and that was a great round. And finally, Kaluki finds a 10-pointer on Homik.
Yeah, and that's important there now. But it does feel like it could go anyway, really. I mean, Bitsy needs a little bit more consistency than at the minute, but that was a theme yesterday until the end of the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. And consistency wins you the rounds as we go into the next one, round number 3. And after that, we're going to circle back to our first map again. And there we have seen a lot of mistakes from the players. So, yeah, I think it could be still anyone's game. Oh, and we see, I think, Bits sliding out there.
Yeah, I think Bits left the map. So I think it's just Kaluki in contention, really. Aiva quite far behind. And nice outside dirt as well. If I do say so. But yeah, the grass section, all clean. It's just keep it clean at this point when you've got a 0.9 lead. You don't need to massively over-risk your turns. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, keep it clean, keep it safe, but also huge gaps in most of the rounds here so far. But Kaluki with a mistake, so Dieva can overtake. Will it be enough? It's so close. But Dieva also made a mistake, so I thought that she would pop off there, like just overtaking Kaluki in the ending, but it wasn't meant to be. So even though this mistake has happened, Kaluki still won this round.
Yeah, that could have been a last-second change of affairs, if you like, but well, Kaluki, that's the advantage of being a second up, isn't it? It gives you that opportunity to make a little mistake, but not the beginning of the map, Kaluki. Not there. So, this is a big chance now for Aiva, with Kaluki failing the start. And also potentially a big chance for Bitsy to maybe start to ask some questions, but a little bit dangerous for Bitsy, those points now.
Oh, dude, yeah, Bits going so wide there on the ice slides. He didn't get a good line over in that part, but Bits really falling behind in the last couple of rounds when it comes to points. Dieva trying her best to make it happen, but now touches on the outside there, so she's out of the round. This is huge for Kaluki though, because if he wins this round, he just has to finish another round, and then he will be finalist, and no one is there to contest him. So Kaluki, only one eyesight away. Is it still in his head that he has failed last time around? I don't think so. And he's winning the round. Not with the fastest time, but it gets the job done.
Massive round for Kaluki there. Absolutely.
And with that, we go to map number 1 again.
Yeah.
And this one provided a lot of content, so... Oh man, let's see what Trenches is gonna bring us today. Who's gonna be deeply in the mud? Do we see some DNFs or something like that? I don't know. We have seen them already twice on this map in the first installments in this particular match. And yeah, points, it's looking very good for Kaluki. He just has to finish. Yeva is at 99 points. That's also not a good amount of points that you're finding yourselves in when you approach finalist modes, because she has to at least play 3 rounds and play very well in them to activate finalist modes herself, and then needing to deny Kaluki. So it's looking like Kaluki's gonna go through. But I hope that Yeva and Bit still fighting back. Here we go. First round. Round number 21 it is.
It's an amazing opportunity for Kaluki as well, because looked pretty decent on this map on the first rotation, minus 1 or 2 rounds, 1 maybe 2 rounds where it was a little bit dodgy, but definitely potential. I think I even looked a little bit shaky on this as well. But now's the time where you have to push, you have to just deny Kaluki for a few rounds.
But you cannot deny him the finalist modes, right?
No,
because he just has to
finalists.
finish.
Can't deny finalists, but you can get it in Kaluki's head that, you know, I'm faster than you.
Yeah, but just what if Yeva would be at 102 points instead of 99? This would be an extremely different story, because then she would be up to 112 points and just needing 1 more victory in the next round. But now she has to do it twice. But Kaluki doesn't get a good round here. It feels like Kaluki is not that comfortable here. So we're gonna see of how this is panning out, as Yeva getting a good ending. Okay enough to stay ahead, 101.5. Not the fastest time that we have seen on Trenches. World record is 1 second faster than that. But Kaluki is in finals, so good luck to him.
Yeah. Good luck to Kaluki. Just hoping that he can just get that nice clean run through to get through. That's all he needs to put in his head, and Bitsy's out of the conversation already with a touch of the wall. So it's Kaluki versus Aiva, and a big lead for Kaluki there, 0.1 ahead of Aiva already.
Oh, I think that could be it here if Kaluki just survives the rest of the round here. Oh, but he makes a mistake, allowing Eva to catching up significantly, but it's still 500s. Kaluki stabilizes his car in this sector here after having a very, very weird exit. Oh, but that is not good.
That's not what you need to do.
That is no bueno.
Why isn't there we go. But this is what Aiva needs to have that opportunity, despite being us, you know, to get these 2 more round wins that you need. You just need Kaluki to maybe get into his own head a little bit. But yeah, good round for Aiva.
But yeah, 119 points now. Oh, like this is the face slap. Like
yeah,
unlucky for her, right? Winning 2 rounds now, being at 119, Bits at 95. So Kaluki, however, with a significant mistake in that round, so maybe he's a bit hesitant in the next round, but he's still finalist. Yeva still needing to deny Kaluki now. Can she make it happen?
Well, it'd be cool if she can get finalist here, and then whichever way it ends up going, for the sake of the story. And Kaluki is now in last position, 0.2 behind, possibly a shaky start. So this could be a big round here.
Whoa. Yeva almost clipping there on the hole there, but it looked very nice for her. Oh my god, what is Yeva doing? She's really pushing it, even though she doesn't have to. She's 1 second ahead of Kaluki. She just has to save it. She can even allow to lose the gear in the plastic sector. But then there's still the drift, of course, to do. Oh, but she clips on the freewheel, but Bits is there to take the torch. Kaluki is 5 seconds behind, so Yeva will still get finalist. But so many what ifs, like what if Kaluki just made a smaller mistake? He would still be in the conversation, because Bits was also too far behind here. Bits now with a very awkward line. Yeva... No. Oh, no. Well, she still finishes. Oh! She does. What is happening?
Oh, can you imagine if Bitsy had also made a mistake at the end then? Carlucci rolls through to win there. Oh.
They're playing with fire here, but we have two finalists now. Ieva and Kaluki. Bits is also only 2 victories away, but he didn't look the strongest. He didn't really ref in the match, but Ieva with a mistake. Gluing to the inside wall. Oh, yeah, well, I think that's over, but the map is so difficult now. So Kaluki just has to save it, but sometimes those are the easiest rounds to throw away.
Yeah. When you're quote unquote playing without the pressure, you can feel a bit more stressed.
Oh. Yep. He almost did the mistake that he did in the first rotation where he went too far inside. Outside, I mean, in this like newly added block, the rally block, I think that is. But Kaluki is looking good. He's 1 second ahead, but there's still the ending left to be cleared. Holding the gear there as well. Looking nicely. Calm and collected. Good speed here as well, but the drift can be deceiving. But Kaluki gets a good setup, getting good speed, and Kaluki will be making it. It was a nail biter in the ending, though. Ieva came significantly closer, and also Bits is also only 1 round away now from finalist. But it's too late. Vayne and Kaluki, the obvious prediction, at least when it comes to seeding, goes through. But I think Ieva and Bits can do some damage in the lower bracket.
Yeah, they can. You have to feel a little bit bad for Eva there. You get it so close and then immediately crash that round. You have to feel a little bit bad. But that's
you do.
And just a little look, the other matches also finished with Auris winning and Zyron coming second. So
nice.
So the upper final will be Auris, Zyron, Vayne, Carlucci, and the lower semi, Pseudo, Divino, Eva, and Bitsy. So both good matches.
Yeah, both good matches, but I'm particularly interested of how Zyron is doing, because Zyron winning against Pseudo, but then I really see like the upper final being Auris, Zyron, and Vayne. Kaluki also sprinkling in some good rounds, but the lower semi looks so promising as well. Like Pseudo, Dwinjo, Ieva, and Bits, like both of those matches are so nice. I would love to cast both of them, but I think they're both at the same time, unfortunately.
Yeah, they are, which is unfortunate, but I don't know. Can you do a voice with both halves of your mouth? Like one voice through each half?
I'll try it. I'll try that.
So
the next match is in 9 minutes.
Yep.
So we're gonna be back after a small break, but that was already a nice match to start of the day. Plenty of Trackmania to come. So we'll be back after a small break. And we are back. Hello, everybody, to the BTL Winter 2026 playoffs here. I'm Lucker Sturbo, joined in by the beautiful and charming Beamsy. I'm very much looking forward to the upper finals now. It's Aurus, Zyron, Fane, and Kaluki fighting it out, and I'm very much just stoked to see of what the players can do. We, I think, again have random picks and bans. So Lemon Tree is banned again in this match. And then we have Homik as the last one again. So let's see how this one goes. The top two go into the final already and having guaranteed 25 and 50 euro locked up. But I think if they go from the winner bracket into the final, they're favorites to either get first or second.
Yeah, definitely have to be favorites going through here. And I think we're probably going to make the same prediction as each other, maybe. Or I could be different to you.
I go with Aurus and Zyron.
Yes.
I believe in my boy.
I think you're right. I'm gonna go Aurus and Fane though.
Yeah, that would be the no-brainer for me as well. But I think Zyron really put in some work, because if we take a look onto the sheet, he got second behind Aurus, and he demoted Pseudo into the lower bracket. So Pseudo is definitely a tough nut to crack. So I think Zyron put in some effort into the maps, and I think he will be unstoppable today. It's another day. You know, those 2-day tournaments definitely mix up the field a little bit, because you have some time to practice the maps and really think about what you've done wrong, or maybe even correct on most of those parts. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And also great that we see Homik on this particular rotation, even though I have the feeling that Aurus could close it out by then already.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too surprising to see Aurus just absolutely dominate this, and a stake from Kaluki to get the match started. Which definitely what you need, because I feel like Kaluki's probably the underdog for this match.
Yeah, I do think so as well.
But yeah,
he looked good. He looked okay in the other match, but nothing compared to Fane, who played an absolute fantastic one. And also look at this round here, 100th of a second going to the first map of this rotation, face offset from Kaluki. Also fun to see that he has made that very early mistake. Zyron in the lead, very good outside dirt line, really sticking to it. But then we also have Fane and Aurus still in the mix. Zyron in the lead though, still with a great performance. Fane having to readjust there a little bit, but only 0.1 away. Zyron with a very aggressive line, will lose a lot of time. Fane with a mistake. So it's between the two former teammates, Zyron and Aurus, and Zyron will win the first round here with a 0.3. So good job there from Zyron, setting a statement, and Fane is also able to finish, getting overtaken by Kaluki though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great start for Zyron. The only worry I'd have for Zyron is if they make one mistake, they might start to get into their head a little bit. So starting off with a round win is definitely the way to go for Zyron.
I agree. Like, this is a very good start here for Zyron, as Fane now makes a mistake. Usually it was Zyron always doing those early mistakes, but he really looks locked in here today, as he is also now going a bit too inside there. That's a bit unfortunate, because now he drops down to last position, but doesn't lose his composure. Still in close proximity to that third place. It's between Kaluki, who has only scored 4 points in the previous round, and Aurus, who gets a beautiful line there. Look at the speed there, Beamsy.
Yeah, I mean, Aurus just came out of nowhere and capitalized on Kaluki's slightly funky line that he did. But could be a round win here for Aurus, but Kaluki marginally more speed, so can potentially push Aurus here as we come into the last section of the map. But we'll see who gets the better ending. Aurus should be able to do it from here.
Wow!
Oh, that is close.
That was indeed very close here for the round win, but Kaluki stayed behind by 200ths of a second. A 0.5 it was, so not the fastest time that we have seen on this map, but it gets the job done. Aurus not with a commanding lead with first and second place. He has 16 points, 3 points ahead of Zyron. Then Kaluki up to third position, and then Fane with poor rounds to start off this particular match. But we know how strong he was on other maps here already. Like, it was just, it wasn't Trenches. There was Time Flies, where he was really good on. So I wonder when this map comes up, because he won all 4 rounds there. But now it is Zyron who's ahead of Fane. Always with a mistake, loses the gear, and Kaluki up to 3rd position. That is a huge round for Zyron, but so far, Aurus is not continuing with this absolute domination arc that he has been having in those other matches so far, because, well, he's at least getting 3rd position in this round, but Aurus usually finds himself on the top of the leaderboards plenty of times, and what a time that is here from Zyron, a 0.09 from him. So that is a very, very good time from Aurus. Like, you love to see that. It's almost a new world record, which is from Zyron. It's a 0.02, but he just over 0.09, so good to see that.
Yeah, Zyron really has the potential to push Aurus as we move through today, I think. But so does Fane on paper, so it is going to be interesting to just see how it all plays out. And it's a great start there for Zyron. 1 dodgy round, but 2 round wins surrounding it. It's a really nice start.
But continuing to play like a glass cannon. Again, he's behind, making a mistake, maybe overheating a bit, but of course, getting those first position twice is definitely paying its dividends. He could still be leading after this round if Aurus only gets 3rd position here, but it looks like he's gonna get 1st and will go up to 30 points. He's on a great run though. Fane and Kaluki also having made some small errors here, but I want to take a look into the time. Probably 0.1 or 0.2. It's a 0.3, a bit slower. Lost a bit of time in the end. Fane caught up a bit, but it's enough to get the job done. Zyron on last, Aurus on 1st, but still the 2 teammates, former teammates, are leading the race here with 26 and 30 points. Fane on 3rd and Kaluki also not too far behind on 4th position. So everybody's still got some good points here though.
Yeah, but as a first map, I think that's quite That's quite an interesting spread of points so far. Like, Aurus hasn't quite asserted total domination, if you like. Zyron's proven to be good competition so far, and I can only imagine Fane will come into the match more, and hopefully Kaluki as well. So I think this really could be a close match.
Yeah, I think so as well, especially like how the match is looking like, or how the map looks like for Fane. I mean, trenches, I'm not sure how good they are on this map, like all the players here, but time flies looked so scary from Fane, just driving so many good times. It was just so consistent. But on the other hand, like the first map that we have seen, face offset, like we've seen 0.2s all along from Fane as well, so really struggles to find a good start, only sitting at 19 points, not really unfolding his true potential on that particular map. And now he doesn't get a good start either, but Aurus is so far ahead. Zyron with a small mistake, but not too far away from the others. It's a good round that we have here, Beamsy.
Yeah, it really is, and a great start by Aurus. Kaluki up into 2nd now, and Zyron looking to overtake Gain as well. So it still could go anyway, only 0.5 between 1st and 4th. And Fane seems to have marginally more speed than Aurus, so maybe can gain. It's a big ask, 0.2. But we will see if they can with the ending. It's going to be Aurus, I think.
Wow. Ooh. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Fane had a little bit of a cleaner ending, possibly could have caught Aurus there, but that is a...
It was a great round, though.
Round.
No one with a major mistake there. Zyron not getting that 2nd place there, but 0.5 is the world record, and Aurus drove a 0.7, and everybody was just 0.6 behind, so every time within a second of the world record. So you love to see that. That is great competition. I mean, we also find ourselves in the upper bracket final, so you would really expect that, but every player is giving everything that they have. But still, Aurus is holding the lead ahead of Zyron, 10 points ahead, and look at the start now from Aurus again. Again, he finds himself the lead. Zyron not clipping the wall there. I don't know how he got away with it. Awkward approach there, but gets it through. So very good line from Zyron there. Moving temporarily into the lead, having a bit more speed here. Now the drift, very important to not catch airtime. Always controlling it somehow. Doesn't lose control, but another good round here that we have. It's between all of those 4 players. It's 0.2 of a second between them. Zyron with a great approach, going so inside there, having good amount of speed in this sector as well. Important to hold the gear. Zyron had this turn very nicely beforehand, but now dropping down the line a little bit as Aurus is still ahead, but good line from Zyron, trying to accumulate as much speed as possible. Aurus with a good jump here. Zyron into the lead. Everybody with a mistake except Zyron, who stays ahead of Aurus. What a round was that?
That's amazing. That's such a close round. Like, if Fane's ending had gone a little bit better, everyone would have been within a tenth of each other at the end, and that's, yeah. Whoa.
Wow. It's so good to see.
Yeah, it really is. And it shows the level of competition, and this feels like it could already be a grand final lineup, really.
I think so as well. Like, on paper, I think those players could definitely make it to the grand final here if they just continue to play like that. But of course, we still have 4 players in the lower bracket that are fighting it out right now. So 2 of them will play against the losers of this particular match, and just seeing that, it will be scary to face all of them. Even though Kaluki is at 23 points, he plays an exceptional match, and also here he's not too far behind the others, as you can see. Not the best approach into the grass turn here, where he really wants to get as much speed as possible into the free wheel, and now Kaluki with a mistake. Fane as well, so it's Zyron again, as well as Aurus with a commanding lead. Aurus not with good amount of speed into the sector, but it could be Zyron here who could go up to 50 points as well. So that is a beautiful start, a bit wide of a jump, having a bit more speed than Aurus. Oh my god, Aurus! Oh no! Aurus from first to last.
Yeah, and I think that would have been about a 0.7 time again, give or take, if that hadn't been the mistake. Maybe a 0.8.
Yeah, Aurus with a very awkward line there, but Zyron as well beforehand, jumping so far to the right, but he was able to get it through. He did not lose control, did not slide out completely, and just got the round win done with a 1 minute time. 1 minute 1 time it was. So good to see that. Zyron into the lead in this race. So my prediction is panning out quite nicely so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a match to... It's definitely a great match so far. But I just want to see if Zyron really turns the heat on now. It's a few good rounds for them. 1 point ahead of Aurus. Like, they have the potential to just carry this on now and just see how far ahead they could get. If they can just keep up this level of consistency that they've been showing the last few rounds. But Fane currently in first, and Aurus and Zyron slightly behind, coming into the end section of the map. Both all trying to maximise speed on the plastic sausage. No real difference between any of them, but we'll see how the ending goes. But Fane should be able to get a cleaner ending. I think it's going to be slightly close, but yeah, Fane getting a round win, which we like to see.
Yeah, and that was almost world record here, 5,000 away from it. So what a competitive round. Probably one of the best rounds that we have seen so far. Also Kaluki only 0.7 away, even though he has made a small mistake there. But that was a beautiful round to end off here on Trenches. And now we go to map number 3, the RPG map. By Fendar is our next map, and the standings looking quite good here for Aurus and Zyron. Fane fighting back as well. Kaluki, a bit worried about him. 30 points out of those first 8 rounds. Oh, he needs to do some work.
He does. I mean, you're in it's a very tough match to be in, but that gap's getting a little bit dangerous at that point, where you're talking you're 23 points behind second now. If you can't lead, that's a little bit of the danger zone, but a few good rounds, anything's possible.
Yeah, definitely. It is for sure. And now we see if he can find those few good rounds already here on this particular map, Fendar's RPG map. Kaluki had some okay runs here, I would say, in the previous match. I think the break point really is the water part where you need to do a bug slide on. Very, very precise input, and then you need to clear the speed check after that. So let's just see how this one is going, as we have a good start from the players, except Fane, who goes very wide and doesn't make the quarter pipe jump, so he's out on the picture. It's again between Aurus and Zyron in this one, but it really seems like Fane is falling apart here.
Yeah, Fane's struggling a little bit, but first round on the map, maybe it's possible. It might be the pressure of knowing who you're up against in this match, maybe getting to him a little bit. But we'll see how it all plays out. And that's a nice time by Aurus.
Yeah, good time there indeed. World record is a 0.658, but a 59, of course. So 0.4 away. And Fane doesn't finish. That is big news for Aurus and Zyron, extending their leads. Top 2 going through into the grand final. And that's what we were expecting from Zyron. If he finds his way into a match, he's just unstoppable. And he's even contending the victory here. the first place. And also in the other match, like very, very, very important note here as well, because Siren got second in this match behind Fane, behind Oris. So like both seeds could go through here, as we had our match, of course, getting Fane and Kaluki through. So semifinal 1 on paper looked then much faster or much quicker when it comes to the first seeds who are going through.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like Fane is just struggling more to have the same pace that he had in the last match, which doesn't help with how it looks. But Auris in first, Kaluki second at the minute, and then Fane and Siren both quite far off the mark. Siren 6 seconds back, actually. That's a big round for Auris to get themselves back ahead of Siren.
Yeah, but Siren's still finishing those rounds, still is locked in, knows that he has the opportunity to do that, and also important that Fane only got second place here, that he doesn't come any closer to Siren in this round. But let's go to the next one. This match is just heating up right now. It looks like Kaluki cannot just not match the pace, is falling all the way back to the checkpoint. You're having to respawn. So he's multiple seconds behind again, 5 seconds. And it's again between the Lithuanian players here, Auris, Siren, and Fane. But Fane with a fantastic start, finding himself in the lead. Siren cannot control the uphill transition there. And it's a nice fight for first that is developing right now between Fane and Auris.
Yeah, it really is. And it feels like a theme a lot of the time here, Siren and Auris being the front runner. Siren and words are leaving my brain. Siren and Auris, so it's nice to see Fane up in first, let's say, as he crashes. And I feel like that might be my fault for messing up the sentence I was trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, but Siren will also not finish this round here. So -3 points for him.
Yeah.
But how many mistakes happened in this round here? Only Auris survived.
Yeah. Could have been a massive round that for Fane if he'd managed to have... Oh, and he's not going to finish either.
Oh, we have 2 DNFs. That's interesting.
Yep, that could have
Didn't
been
expect
really
it on this map.
If Fane had managed to play that run through and got first, or even second, that could have been massive for getting a little bit of a game up back on Siren, but not to be.
Not today, indeed. As we go into the last round on this map. Yeah, like a bit of a disappointing round, but those rounds do happen if the stakes are high. Just when it feels like players are absolutely pushing it, coming from map 2. We had, like, all the rounds were so close, and now here we've seen a lot of mistakes. But look at the start from Auris here. 0.2 ahead. Let's take a look what time he's able to drive here. He's been driving a 0.8 already. So that is not a bad time, or a 0.79. If you want to be completely exact, but I think this time can be even faster. Good transition there as well. Snaps into a no slide. Siren is 0.4 away. I wanted to take a look what the stopwatch says. Maybe that is in your world record, but it can also be deceiving. I don't know like how big the mistakes from the others were, but it's indeed enough for Auris to win this round with a 0.5. Okay, that is a very good time. It is actually a new world record. So GG's to Auris, setting another world record on this map.
Yeah, GG to that. How much did it beat the world record by? Didn't show that.
By... Wait, was it I think it was 700s then. Was a 5.8, right?
Yeah, 5.88.
Yeah, it's exactly 700ths of a second then. So very good time.
Wow, insane.
Insane time. So Auris picking up the pace. It was close between them, just when the map started. But Siren only with a couple of points there, and Auris up to 93 points. So time flies is the next map, and I hope that Auris doesn't close it out here, that we're gonna go to Homik, and I want to see his inside line on there.
Well, I hope that we get to see a little bit of Fane domination on this map.
True.
Fane's had a tough match, but this is the map where potentially Fane could cook, but we don't know how good Auris and Siren are in rounds on this map today, so they might also have insane pace here.
Yeah, they might have that, as Kaluki is dropping further down the line. Have got some okay points on the last map, but yeah, he's still at 48 points. And let's take a look onto the approach from Fane here, because it's... well, he was risking a bit too much, went a bit too inside there, but it's also hard to control. But again, Auris and Siren capitalizing from the risky playstyle from Fane, but maybe he can feel the pressure that he knows that he has to perform here.
Yeah, definitely. Assuming he doesn't manage to catch up on Zyron, being quite far behind on points now, when he goes into the next match, he's going to need to try and just get a mental reset to keep it going for the day. But that's a good round win by Auris.
Yeah, 1500s away from the world record. Fane will not finish here. Oh, goes for the wrist there. You hate to see that, but we've all been there. But this was another massive round then for Auris and Zyron, just extending the lead. Zyron doesn't get punished for his mistakes, for his DNF, for his 3-pointers. And that's why he's still sitting on second place, and he has, of course, gotten a very good start into this match. But Auris then picked up the pace and now is at 103 points. That is looking very good for Auris to reach finalist mode within 2 rounds.
Yeah, it really is. Auris doing the same strategy as what we've seen Fane doing. They're going out a little bit more just to get maximised speed, which is interesting that they're doing the same line basically, and Auris possibly on a really fast run here actually. Well, not the best
Everybody is.
speed, but really, yeah, they're both within a tenth or so. This is shaping up into a good round. See,
it's a sick round. Oh, a 0.5 as well, like almost world record again. But Auris definitely lost some time here and there. Like I think a 0.3 or a 0.2 is possible. Like if you just put in the hours and maybe you give this map to, I don't know, Granadi or Carl Jr., you know, or like Muda or someone who's like very good at this style. But I have the feeling that Auris can also be on par there if he's like fully locked in. Like this is a very good time from Auris here, back to back, up to 113 points. Zyron with a very aggressive start. But Beamsy, this is such a nice match to follow here. So many close rounds that we have. Hardly any mistakes are happening.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And this is kind of what I want to see, especially on a map like this. Just everyone absolutely sending it, and it just kind of working out for everyone. Like Fane, Zyron, Auris, all within a tenth of each other here. It could go any way as we're coming in towards the end. It's going to come down to the exit speed out of the bug slide, which I think Zyron might have got marginally better. Ooh, and I think Fane just crashed. So Zyron could be on for a really good time here. On the finish.
0.5, I think, again.
0.6.
Okay, he failed the ending a little bit. Didn't get a good bump there, but Zyron also with a very hectic transition into the wood. He was clipping, and I thought for sure that he's gonna slow down. But Zyron is denying the finalist mode to Auris, so we're gonna see Homik. Auris can close it out there, and Zyron up to 91 points here. Fane and Kaluki both completely falling apart here, so my prediction is working out very nicely, but yeah, I think we both expected more from Fane to be closer to Zyron, but you cannot really blame him because Auris and Zyron playing so good in this match.
Yeah, I would have maybe expected Fane to battle them a bit more based on what we've just seen, but yeah, it's not the most surprising thing ever. The main excitement is that Auris has to play one more round, so we get to see the ice inside line.
Hopefully he goes for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does. And now Fane coming back. Now Fane is on a very good run here. Is ahead of Auris, getting a very good drift here. Is Zyron able to overtake? Oh, it is Fane with a mistake. And also Auris is feigning as well. So it's Zyron who takes the lead here. Oh man, so many things have happened, but Fane was also on a massive time. I think it was 0.2 ahead. This was a 0.5. So here we go. It's 101 points for Zyron, Auris in finalists, and Fane and Kaluki nowhere to be found in the scoreboard. They're so far behind. It's looking so clear now that Auris and Zyron will move through, but they still have to clear finalist mode. And we go to Homik. It's so poetic that it ends here. It's so nice. At least maybe for Auris.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it's not over till it's over, but I feel like the ice outside line from Auris inside line probably means that it will be if they could just pull that off again, because yesterday it seemed to put them at least a tenth ahead of everybody else in the match.
Yeah. Let's see how this one works out. As of course the wall just ended before the ice slide, so we didn't even see that. But all eyes on Auris. He's our first finalist. He could be our first person reaching the grand final as well. fighting for victory for 200 euro. So that's a great prize pool as well. 400 in total in this competition. 125 for second, 50 for third. And let's take a look. Oris doesn't go for it in this round. And he doesn't get a good exit here either. So it is Kaluki, Zyron, and Fane in the lead. Oris down to last.
Yeah, wanted to deny us seeing it, but this could be a big round here for Zyron. A 10th ahead of Kaluki in second. It's going to get a little bit closer going into the next section, potentially, depending on Fane's speed. Yeah. But see from this dirt here, who's getting the better entry? Fane and Zyron, basically neck and neck. It's going to come down to the ice slide, and Zyron gets a beautiful ice slide to overtake Fane.
Yeah, that was a great ice slide there from Zyron, and what a great round that was. World record is a 0.5 from Kuzi, who's a very good ice player. And yeah, he has not been... I think he has only... let me check actually how many... well, I think he didn't even play this time around.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he just played this map for fun, so that's cool to see that Kuzi has at least tried this kind of map. But yeah, it's still Orison finalist, and let's take a look. Will he go for the inside line? Yes, he does, and look how much faster this is, but he loses the gear. That's the issue that you run into if you just try to steer in very tightly to the ice, and he is nowhere to be seen. And now Zyron can also accompany Orison finalist mode.
He can, especially with Fane making a mistake there, so it's just Kaluki on Zyron's back. It's less than a tenth in it. And I think Kaluki might marginally have more speed, but it'll come round down to the dirt turn. Good lead here for Zyron with another good ice slide. This should be fine for them, right?
Yeah, great job. And a 0.7 as well. Zyron is looking so good on this map as well. So you love to see it here. Or Zyron, as we have now two finalists, Fane and Kaluki, nowhere to be found. They are 40 plus points behind, and definitely not a match that they were expecting to have. Bit unfortunate to see for Fane, of course, because for me he came into the match as like a clear top 2 contender, but he can bounce back in the lower bracket, and I surely think that he's going to make it into the final.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised if he didn't. I really would. But yeah, it's going to be interesting now. Zyron's made a mistake, 0.6 behind, so this is a great opportunity for ours, but less exit speed than Fane and Kaluki. But, you know, about 2 tenths in it, a little bit of a weird turn there, so could be a bit awkward. But this looks like maybe not the round for Iris to get the job done, actually. Unless Fane and Kaluki decide to make a mistake.
Yeah, but it's a huge round for them, that's for sure.
There is.
That is huge if they just gonna survive it. And Fane does, with a 0.7 as well, so good time.
And if they just keep doing that, we could get to a quadruple finalist eventually.
Yeah, surely.
We can dream. We can dream.
Yeah, let's dream, and hopefully this will be happening.
But let's see if anyone does end up getting it done on this map. We thought someone would qualify, would get through finalists on this map, but last chance for someone to do it.
Yeah, last chance. In the lower bracket though, and yeah, I mean, Fane 89 points. I don't think that he's going to make it. Like, I think they're going to close it out eventually, but this one has been the great equalizer, and it is Zyron now alongside Kaluki in the lead, and the line doesn't really work out for Oris. It's not looking good for him.
No, it's not, but it looked so good yesterday. That's why I'm curious, and that's a mistake from Kaluki. This is a great opportunity for Zyron to qualify as in first place. Only Fane.
Yeah, and I think he's only Fane to beat here in this round, but Zyron with a great ice set, and Zyron actually makes it. Zyron is our first grand finalist.
Yeah.
Wow, what an insane performance.
Yeah, that was an amazing performance of Zyron all around, but what a last map for Zyron especially.
Yeah, like that was crazy, but Oris is not really feeling that comfortable on it. I was definitely not expecting that. But now we have another map coming into play. Fane at 95 points, Kaluki at 82. But I think beating Oris on this map on face offset Ooh, I think that's a different story here because Siren looked so strong on it as well. We have seen some good rounds from Fane on this map as well. Remember the point twos, copy pasted, 3 runs in a row. Fane knows what to do on this map. And so does Kaluki because he's the mapper of it.
Yeah, this is where for Kaluki now, if you want any chance of getting through, this is where you've got to really deny. On paper, you're the person that should know the map the best, right? So.
Surely, yeah, surely. Maybe it's plays the hidden finish somewhere, who knows?
Yeah.
Remember the track of the day that we had where we had a hidden finish?
Yeah, he had a whole fake route to the finish, right?
Yeah, there was just an invisible finish somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I always liked the dragon full speed one.
The dragon full speed one?
Yeah, he put dragons as scenery, but they were finish blocks and the mapper didn't realise.
What? I don't know this one actually. Anyway, it's Aurus versus Fane here in this round. Fane with a good outside line, but Aurus sticks to it a bit better, having marginally more speed, like 1 or 2 kilometers per hour more. But Fane holding back, fighting back here, and going back into the lead. Good lines from both of them. It all comes down to the ending. Who has more speed into the woods? Aurus with a very inside line. Fane with more speed. Is he going to survive it? It's going to the line! And it will be Fane who denies it with a 0.1 as well. So what a good round that was. Aurus is not through yet, and Fane up to 105 points.
And do that 2 more times, and we could have a double finalist. Now, it's going to be a big ask for Fane here, and I think that would be quite surprising. I'm sure Aurus will get it done, but it's within the realm of possibility here now.
But who would have thought that Aurus is not closing out this match within 5 finalist attempts? And then Zyron just comes there. Hello, first finalist attempt. Bye-bye. I'm out of this match. That's how punishing this format sometimes is. And then you just think more about it. You have this red name attached for the 6th round now in a row. And you cannot get the job done, even though he have been dominating the match beforehand. And now Aurus with another mistake. Oh no, this is terrible for him, like mindset-wise, but he still has 1 more round after that, where he is alone in finalist mode, but Fane will win this round again. I wonder what the time says. Kaluki also made a small mistake here. It's looking like Kaluki is getting overtaken due to another mistake. Will it be another 0.1? Yeah, wow, like crazy. Yeah. What a good time from Fane.
Yeah, I mean, this could be an incredible comeback story we're witnessing. But we'll see.
It'd be lovely to see.
It would, but also it'd be nice to see Aurus get the job done, because I'm sure this is getting a little bit stressful for them at this point. But Fane,
yeah, definitely,
with a better start than Aurus again, actually.
Yeah, Aurus is really struggling here. The clear favorite of winning this tournament, defending his title, could now drop into the low bracket if Fane just continues to play like that. But also Kaluki having an exceptional run here. But Aurus is really risking it for the biscuit. Very good line, fighting back, making up for the 0.1 deficit that he has had. And now he's in close proximity. Good outside dirt line there as well from Aurus. Good approach there as well. Will have more speed than Fane in this part. It's 700ths of a second between them. Fane still in the lead. Oh my god, going so close there. Good line into this part. Is Fane activating finalist mode here as well? It's looking great. Only 1 more transition and Fane makes it with another incredible time. We have a double finalist situation, and Aurus goes into his 8th round, having the red name attached, versus Fane now joining him into finalist mode. This is cinema.
Yeah, this is genuinely a scary position, especially on this map again. This is going to be an insane round. This is going to be
imagine
insane.
Kaluki winning it.
It's pop. He only needs to do another 3 round wins, right?
Yeah, and then we have a triple final situation. And right now he finds himself, he's going so close there. But look at the speed from Kaluki here. Kaluki really tries to fight his way back into the match. Didn't have a good match all along, but he can play just the person denying the others and apply some pressure. There was an okay line, but he still has its opponents behind him. Fane is 900s away. Aurus is 700s away. This is so close. Aurus dropping a bit further behind, having good speed. 1 car length between first and third here. Aurus with a good approach. Will he make it stick? It's looking good. And Aurus can finally take it home in his 8th finals attempt. And he's going to make it. Fane is not there, but what an ending here on this particular match. Aurus and Zyron into the grand final, but Fane showing some insane composure of fighting back like that. That was an incredible comeback.
Yeah, that's amazing. That was such a big GG. Not just to Zyron and Aurus, but also to Fane for that comeback art when they look so far out of it. But so unlucky for them. But if anything, that's going to give Fane confidence going into the lower bracket.
Yeah, it should. I mean, he has been showing this particular performance in the other match as well, so he couldn't really quite get that done just yet. But also the other match, I think, has ended quite early on. I don't see the results and I don't see the match in here. But we left with 2 matches. That is the lower final and the grand final. We see Fane and Kaluki playing in that one against the winners in the match of Pseudo, Dwinjo, Ieva, and Bitsy. And I don't know who took it there, but I think Pseudo and maybe Bits. I don't know. It could be Pseudo and question mark. I don't know who's gonna take it or who took it there. We're gonna find out very soon, as the sheet will be updated manually in a couple of seconds. But guys, without further ado, I think we're gonna jump on a break, and then we're gonna be right back. Right, Beamsy?
Yeah, we will. I'll stick a timer on. Currently, the next match is set to start in 20 minutes. I'll set a timer for about that, and then it might come back a bit earlier. I don't know what's going to happen with the schedule, but we'll be back with you soon. Well, we're back for the lower final, and it's going to be an exciting battle to watch. We have Pseudo, Fane, Davigno, and Carlucci, and the top 2 here will make it to the grand final. It's going to be exciting. How are you feeling about this one, Turbo?
I'm feeling great. A bit gutted, of course, to not see Yea and Biz in this match. They sadly got eliminated in 7th, 8th position. Still a great showing from them, but it's quite interesting to see because, from Semi 2, it looked like Semi 1 was then absolutely stacked, with Pseudo and Dwinjo being in there as well. And Aurus and both, the losers from semi-final 1 were winning in the lower semi. And the winners of semi-final 1 were winning in the upper final. So now it's like the best of both worlds, where we have the winners of semi-final 2, Fane and Carlucci, playing against Pseudo and Dwinjo, who played in semi-final 1. So it's quite interesting to see. It's seed 4, then 8, and then we have seed 6 and 7 still in this competition. So interesting to see that. No, Bits and Dieva got out, so it's seed 2 and 3. Never mind. So I got this one wrong, but let's go into the first round. I think that was very chaotic of what I said there, but hopefully I got my thoughts out correct. I hope you were able to understand that. Oh my god. Whatever.
It's the excitement, right? It's the excitement.
It's the excitement. We still have 2 more matches, and the top 2 go into the grand final, playing against Aurus and Zyron. Let's see if it will be a rematch from semi-final 1, because this could happen if Pseudo and Dwinjo going to win this match. And right now it's looking very good for them, because they're getting a great start. They're finding themselves at 1st and 2nd, but who's going to win this round? It will be Pseudo, staying ahead with a 52.16. And then Dwinjo 15 thousandths away. Fane, is he able to finish this round? I don't think so.
No, that's disappointing because he looks so fast. But I think this is an amazing match opportunity for Fane, as long as he doesn't let that first round get to him. The way he was playing at the end of the last match, if he can keep that going, then he's going to be setting himself up really nicely.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think Fane having a good shot of making it very nice here and there, but of course he plays against Pseudo, who for me, I like Fane and Pseudo are the favorites to go through, but don't count Dwinjo and also Carlucci. But we've seen Carlucci struggling in this match that we've had beforehand severely. And then the semifinal looked okay, especially when Fane was out, but Fane now struggling a lot to fight some good points to get us behind, but also Carlucci down the line. So Fane, he needs to hold his composure and just need to forget those first 2 rounds. The point was 120, so it's still a long way to go. Oops, I have a hiccup. And it is Dwinjo now winning the round. So Pseudo and Dwinjo both with 16 points.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough start here for Fane, but he's probably the strongest player we've seen on paper on this map generally. But he struggled at it in the last match as well. But yeah, the first match he just looked so strong. Yeah.
He did, yeah. I agree.
So a little bit of a disappointing start to the lower final here for Fane, but it's all good. It's early in the match. Get your struggles out.
Can surely
early,
bounce
right?
back. Can surely bounce back from that, that's for sure. Dwinjo, very aggressive inside, doesn't get a good apex, but this is what Fane wants here. Very good approach, but also Pseudo added very nicely here, finding himself in the lead. Dwinjo and Carlucci, the Latvian players, fighting for that 3rd position. Great line from Fane again. Look how much he minimizes airtime there and how much speed he gets out of that one. That is just a beautiful find, using the plastic there to his advantage, setting up nicely to have a lot of exit speed, but it's a very competitive round. 100th of a second between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Fane in the lead, but it is Pseudo fighting back, having a much better line in the ending, and he will win this round. This was so close. Another incredible round. But Fane cannot find the win here, only up to 10 points. Pseudo defending the incredible attack there from Fane.
Yeah, I mean, Fane able to put the pressure on there, but that was a beautiful, beautiful ending by Pseudo, just to deal with the issue of Fane right at the end. It's a great start for Pseudo, this being on 26 points already. And, they, like you said, they have to be... My voice just totally went then. They have to be one of the favourites in this match. But yeah. It's going to come down to... I think a lot of this is going to come down to who's feeling confident that they can make it to the grand final, who that pressure is going to get to a little bit more. But I'd imagine everyone here would have be people that have level heads to an extent, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I mean, it's not looking too bad here for Fane in this particular round, but he didn't make the equation with Kaluki and also Pseudo, who are right now ahead of him. Fane with a more outside approach has more speed. Will it be enough? And Fane snipes it in the ending. What an incredible end from Fane, getting first place. What was that?
That is a risk of all time there. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. That's how you make a statement. You might be ahead of me, but I could get you.
I mean, this is a much different line in comparison to the others. You can like get a slowdown in this landing, but this was so well executed and exactly what Fane was in need of. Now at 20 points instead of 14, so he's now 10 points away from Pseudo, 3 points away from Dwinjo. But that was like probably the round of the tournament for me, at least.
Yeah, genuinely, to go from being a couple hundreds behind to winning by 800. That's fair play. That was
just because he opted
ending
for that outside line.
Yeah, that was a truly insane ending.
Crazy. Holy bat chest.
We have just seen Fane be ridiculously good on this map. What, winning it 3 times against Auris before Auris closed out a round? So potentially,
the last round.
Potentially carry that on here, and you're starting to set yourself up really nicely.
Yeah, Fane just drove 0.1 after 0.1 here, and then in the very last round where he wasn't finalist, the pressure kicked in, and he only drove a 0.4, I think, and Auris closed it out. But Fane with good comeback mentality, and already here getting an incredible start, but Clips there on the inside went a bit too early in there, so he's not really finding his rhythm so far. But also Dwinjo with a mistake. Kaluki and Pseudo right now in the lead.
But Fane is only 0.3 behind Kaluki. It is possible if Kaluki and Pseudo were to have a slight issue for him. But Kaluki looking like they're on a really good run. If they can just get a clean ending here, this should be a solid time.
Oh no.
No. And Fane takes the win.
Yeah. So now Kaluki's like, why did I build this ending? He went too far to the left there, yeeting off into Narnia, still finishing, but on last place. Huge round from Fane, where he crashed at the start, still getting first position there.
Maybe Kaluki had another finish up there early on in the map's build and forgot that he moved it,
Hidden finish, a hidden finish. That could be the case.
And a bad start for Fane and Pseudo there. So,
yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, so good start here for Kaluki Divino. 0.6 ahead of Pseudo and Fane.
Oh, but Dwinjo with a mistake. He's dropping down the line, clipping similarly than Fane, and now getting a no slide. So he's out of the equation. And it is Kaluki with a fantastic start, sitting at 19 points only here after the first couple of rounds. So he needs to find those points here, and this is the opportunity that he should not throw away. He's 1 second ahead. He should not fail the ending again. This will be absolutely disaster for Kaluki striking if he doesn't make it across.
I think the silence speaks words, right? So Pseudo takes the round. Yeah.
No, our internet didn't die. It didn't die. It was just like probably us both watching here and be like, yeah, this should have been the round for Kaluki, but it wasn't.
No, that's gonna be.
And he again gets a great start.
It does.
Oh my god.
And it's just gotta hope now that if you find yourself in that position again, surely you make the finish this time.
But it's so funny because it's the mapper.
Yes.
It's so funny because the mapper just he knows that he placed that ending, and that's a good idea, right?
Yeah.
but
oh. Now Fane finds himself ahead of Kaluki. But maybe Fane knows the finish better than Kaluki, you never know. So can Fane get the round win? Ooh, a little bit shaky, but yeah.
Yeah, Kaluki just throwing away so many points on this map, unfortunately. And still getting 6 points here. It was Fane slowing down a little bit there in the ending, but Sudo very much in control here. Just being unnoticed, kind of. Of course, getting some round wins here and there, but playing very consistent. Having 50 points so far, so it's not looking too bad. Keep in mind the top 2 go into the final. We play it out for a total prize pool of €400, 200 for first, 125 for second, 50 euro for third, and then 25 for the last person in that particular match. So everybody who qualifies into the grand final is a winner in our books, at least going home with 25 euro. But for that, you need to be in the top 2 in this particular match. And that is Fane and Kaluki now getting a good start. Kaluki starts on this map looking so clean. Like, for real, so nicely done again. This could have really been his breakthrough map if he just got the finish done in those first 2 rounds. Like, getting 32 points from a map would have been massive for him. But still getting that, holding that composure, and at least getting second place here is also nice. But now Fane fails it, returning the favor to Kaluki. The finish has really been delivering here on this particular map.
It has, and it only feels right that Kaluki at least gets to win 1 round on his own map. But
a little bit of a solace for him, yeah.
As a switching map, it's also just worth reminding people that all the data is on eCircuit Mania, so that's all able to be seen, and great service eCircuit Mania. I'm good friends with one of the co-owners of that, Jacobs, really nice guy. But
yeah, like eCircuit Mania is a very good page. I've had an extensive conversation with Nixotica at XP Evo. Just also such a nice guy, but he really told me everything about like what eCircuit Mania is able to do. That, for example, one person just needs the plugin to have, and then it's getting fetched into eCircuit Mania automatically. So just a very potent tool. You can also organize competitions with that. There's this betting platform on there as well. So it's just a very versatile and good hub to follow Trackmania events on. And I'm really much a fan of it. So I think it just enriches Trackmania in that way. It's like just growing and growing every time. And if you want to support them, they're also on Ko-fi or Ko-fi, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, where you can support them and give them a little tip, because I think they really deserve that as well.
Yeah, well, I think at last count with the co-owner of that Jacobs, I think he currently owes me more alcohol than I owe him, so...
It's just a great side, you know, when it came out and... It came out in, when was it? I think in 2023 or 2022. And I think 2023, it was really when I used it a lot. Also for the world record overlay and just seeing the times and the world records. It was just a great place to prepare casts. And also for this event, you can see like who's good on what map and whatnot. As Kaluki also getting a good run here. Fane is on second place. But Kaluki now picking up the pace here after, of course, those 2 miserable mistakes, winning this round with a 55.7. So a good time as well. Kaluki back in the match. Dwinjo now the player who's further behind.
Yeah, it's been a good few rounds here for Kaluki to start to close in the gap a little bit. Now only 10 points behind Pseudo in first. And, you know, not too far off Fane. Only 4 points off. So
yeah, only 4 points is the gap, yeah. It's not a lot. And then Pseudo had a good start, but now at 59 points. I mean, he's not clear just yet. There's not a complete gap between the players, as this map is definitely delivering here. And Fane getting a good eyesight here, trying to accumulate as much speed as possible, but Kaluki finding himself in the lead, fighting with Dwinjo, his fellow countryman. Good outside dirt line, but Dwinjo really needs to do some work here. 43 points. It's not terrible, of course, but he needs to get some 10-pointers here. But look at this round here. Only Pseudo has been falling behind. That is a huge round for the bottom 3 players in the field, as Fane now fighting it out with Kaluki again, who could win the 3rd consecutive round in a row. And I think he's going to do it. So let's take a look into the time. Maybe a 0.8. Yeah, it's a 0.8. Fane on second, Dwinjo on third, and Pseudo losing some ground here in the last couple of rounds.
And that's really crucial for Kaluki there, that Pseudo's can last, closing in that gap on Pseudo. Only 3 points off him. Fane also only 3 points off. That top 3 is really close.
It is, yeah. Oh, and we see an early mistake. But what a great match that is here to follow along. Everybody's just getting something out of it. Maybe Dwinjo struggling a little bit, but other than that, it's 3 points between first and third. So everybody's fighting here for the spot, and I think Dwinjo can also bounce back from it if he finds another good round on those respective maps here. Then he will be in the conversation again, but on this round it's looking like he will not be. He's 0.6 away. Kaluki, Sudo and Fane, however, with an incredible fight here.
Yeah, it's insanely close between them. A tenth in it, a maximum 0.087 between first and third there, to be exact with it. But we'll see how this ending plays out. All still neck and neck. Fane's more speed, possibly his opportunity here to get himself up into first place if he could do it clean. But Carly keeping with a good ice slide, should be Fane getting it, and it is.
What a great round though. Holy, like 0.2 between first and thirds. Fane with a great ending though, having a little bit of breathing room, and he takes the lead. Beamsy, he didn't have a good start, but now he finds himself on top of the leaderboards. Also, he has been falling victim to the map from Kaluki to face Offset to the ending, where he has thrown away those 10 points in the very last rounds, gifting the position to Kaluki, who also came back so nicely here. Now at 65 points as well. Sudo dropping down the line after a great start, but let's take a look how this round will look like. Dwinjo now with a great start, and he really needs a 10-pointer here. This is looking nicely for him as he finds himself still in the lead, but there's Sudo going for the attack at 7,000 of a second between them, but also Fane is in the mix. It's such a close round. We're all gonna go to the ending here, and Kaluki is out of the field, so he will not collect any points here, and we see a mistake happening from Sudo. So it's between Dwinjo and Fane in this round, but I think Fane having too much of a lead for Dwinjo to catch up to it, unless he slides out or hits the inside of the wall, but this looks controlled. Dwinjo with a mistake, but I think that was a very good risk because he still stays ahead of Sudo, even though it was only 9,000 of a second. But Fane with another round win, going up to 79 points.
Yeah, absolutely massive for Fane, especially, first map. Failed to get any points first round. I think it was on 4 points after the second round there, and now to be somewhat comfortably in the lead, having a 9-point lead over Sudo in second. So fantastic comeback at the minute for Fane, and Kaluki's really put himself back into contention, battling for second at the minute. So this is shaping into a really nice match. And the first time we've seen them today, I think, is it?
Yeah, I think, the map was banned twice, so good to see this one being played again. I really like this map here by Pecunia, who has been putting a lot of effort into mapping and also into just adminning tournaments, and it's good to see this map. I think Pecunia built some fantastic maps. I think just an up-and-coming mapper and also player. He has been playing the Comic-Con Baltics as well, but he's rather new in the competitive scene, so I really wonder what he can do, how much he will improve as a mapper, as a player. Still a young person, or still a young guy from Germany, so just huge shout out to him. Being a great mapper, organizer, and up-and-coming player as well, and then helping with admin work every now and then in a lot of competitions. So here we go. Sudo had a great start into this match, but now dropped down further the line here. He's at 70 points. Kaluki is 2 points away from him, but it is Fane who had a miserable start into this match, only getting 10 points out of the first 3 rounds, I think. Finding himself at 79 points in the lead, but Sudo looking great here, and he is going to win this round because everybody has made a mistake.
Yeah, it's a massive lead. Kaluki maybe with a really good ending gain a little bit, but it's not going to happen. It's gonna be Sudo claiming a round win there, and not a great start to this map for Fane and Divino.
Yeah, definitely. That is not good. And Dwinjo certainly in need of some points. He's at 59 points now. The others are moving away, and they are already closing into finalist mode that you activate at 120 points. But I have the feeling that we're gonna see everything will be decided on map number 1. And this will be absolute cinema. We have seen some very close rounds there, but let's just firstly take a look who's going to activate finalist mode the earliest. Fane getting an incredible start there. How did he get away with that when so close there to every possible wall? I don't know how he survived that. He's on a great time. Sudo with a mistake, as well as Kaluki and Dwinjo, all with slight mistakes or readjustments. Fane is on a great time.
Yeah, Fane is cooking again, and that's what I kind of expect them to do at some point this match. Start to get these rounds in. If they can do it here as they touch the wall a little bit.
No.
This could have been the moment for the catalyst where they take over, but maybe next round we'll see that happen. But this is a good opportunity for Carlucci again, actually, to get some points back.
Yeah, hopefully. But Pseudo with a great ending. Pseudo regaining control, going up into the leads. Carlucci, very important 10 points. That was a very important round, though, for both of them, because Pseudo moves up to first position and Carlucci, like, he could have had 4 more points in this round. It would have been so close for the top 3 then. But like that, it's now 10 points. Still close, though. But Pseudo heavily capitalizing on that, but now making a mistake.
Yeah, Pseudo and Davinia with a very early mistake on the map here. Which, great opportunity for Carlucci and Fane here. See which one can capitalize on this the best. Pretty much neck and neck. Going in to the engine off turn. And we'll see.
Nice no state from Carlucci.
That was very clean. We'll see which one is able to capitalize the best, because this plastic section coming up now can be decisive. People quite often like to go off the map here, but no.
Yeah, they do, and now we have a good turn from both of them, but Fane going a bit more inside will have a better line for the ending, a bit more speed, but it's not enough, and Carlucci finally wins the round here with a 53.1. World record is a 52.7 by Carlucci, of course, as well. So picking up the pace here, and look at that, how close it is. 94, 93, and 90 points. And we have one more round here.
Yeah, it is shaping up beautifully, this event. It really is. To have two players within a point of each other at this point, and then Carlucci in third, only 4 points behind first. This is kind of insane.
Yeah, Dwinjo just not looking too sharp in this particular match. Also 3 seconds behind. Maybe he has already like somewhat mentally gave up. Even though he could still bounce back, it's still finalist that needs to be cleared. And we have seen how finalist mode can go. Sometimes there's 8 rounds where you cannot close it out. And or it was 7 rounds, and then in the 8th round, in the 8th finals round, he was able to close it out. We talk about Alris, who has already made it into the final alongside Zyron, who got first, used his very first finals attempt, and also here in this round, we have seen multiple mistakes, so it is Pseudo capitalizing on those, getting first, Carlucci on second, Fane third, and Dwinjo on fourth. So Fane up to 97, Pseudo up to 104 points, and Carlucci at 96. So now it's the 1 point gap, going from first to second to third now.
Yeah, it's staying close, but that's whoever won that was always going to be important for them. Obviously, it being Pseudo, just to establish that little gap. Like if Pseudo can win another round, ideally two to get themselves to finalists, that gives them a really nice advantage now for when they do get finalists of a round or two.
And we go to trenches as well. Oh man, what a way to end this match. It could theoretically end here, of course, if all stars align. But I do think we're going to go to map number 2 again.
Yeah, most likely. Fane's looked good on this. Looked quite good on this one last time out. Carlucci looked good, but a little bit shaky. And then we'll see what Pseudo and Davinia like. But it's no surprise.
I mean, Fane had 20 points, right? Fane had 20 points after the first 4 rounds here. Getting that DNF in the very first round, then third, second, and first. There was really having that nice ending here, of course, that we have seen. That was incredible job there from him. But let's take a look of what will be happening on this particular map, because Pseudo is first and second place away of reaching finalist mode, but doesn't get a good start. Dwinjo applying some pressure to Pseudo, but cannot fight comfortable lines here. And it is Fane who's in the lead. Carlucci with a small mistake, though.
Yeah, I feel like this is a moment now where someone needs to just take this match and try and take control, and it could be Fane here, 0.5 ahead of Pseudo, going into the grass section. Now, if they could just get this turn right into the plastic sausage, which people like to make mistakes on, as I feel like I say every time, we'll see if they can hold their speed nicely coming up through the plastic and into the second to last checkpoint. And if you can get a good ending now, this is a good position for Fane to be in. Which he will do.
Yeah, 1 minute, 0.7. 1 minute, 0.7 here. World record is a 0.5. So that is a nice time. Fane, the only player surviving this round. And Sudo also did his homework. Got second place. Kaluki dropping a bit further behind. Only getting a couple of points in that round, but still 100 points. It's not the worst spot to be in. If he gets first twice now, he will also be in finalists. And then we could maybe see a triple finalist situation. That would be great to see. But it is Sudo now, who could theoretically reach finalist mode in this round with a mistake at the start, bumping a lot over there. Doesn't get a good transition, so compounding to an even bigger speed loss now. 1 second behind he is. And it is Fane looking locked in. Very good performance so far, and that was also such a risky transition, getting so much exit speed out of it. And it is Dwinjo trying to hold up with a pace from Fane, but he looks unstoppable in this particular round.
He does, and it's a little bit disappointing for Sudo this round, because obviously if they were able to have won this, they could have got themselves up to finalists now. But this is looking brilliant for Fane to get themselves within 3 points of finalists, 0.2 ahead of Kaluki, 0.4 in fact, coming into the end. And just a somewhat decent finish, and they'll be there. And that does the
that's
job.
A very good time. That is very, very nice. It's a 0.5 here. World record is a 0.54, 564. So you love to see that. And it is Fane now, only one finish away of reaching finalist mode. Sudo 113, and then Kaluki 106. So not too bad though. And I think we're gonna have 2 finalists after this one.
Yeah, almost certainly. Unless, I mean, you know, if Sudo has a little bit of a bad round, you never know. But yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. And it's such a amazing match so far, this, and everyone is neck and neck. Only a tenth in it between the 4 of them. It's gonna be interesting.
As I just had to chat here real quick. But yeah, what a great round that is. As we can see, Dwinjo on last position right now, 0.3 away. Kaluki, Sudo, and Fane in there. And Sudo needs to get that first position to activate finalist modes, as he doesn't get a good transition there. Fane just needing to deny some points, especially Kaluki. It could be a massive round for Kaluki, but he makes a mistake getting overtaken. It could have been 112, but instead it's 110 points, and Fane is in finalists. He looks locked in after a week start into this match and denying a lot of points to the others.
Yeah, and that's massive as well to keep Sudo on that horrible 9, the 119. So 1 round away from finalists. Fane has a 1 shot at just a free win, if you like, as long as they can finish first here before there's any pressure of someone else taking first.
Oh yeah, and Fane getting a very good start. He could close it out here, BMZ. It could be over for Fane, and that was a great showing for him on this iteration of of this match here, because it started off very weak, but Fane is a worthy opponent, and I think giving an outlook into the final, I think he can deal some damage there and even contest the victory if he just continues to play like in his best rounds. He just needs to find a good match and not fall further behind, because he has been driving very close to the world record, and I think even here he's on a great time. It could be another 0.6 or something like that. And let's take a look what will be happening as he jumps a bit too far inside. Doesn't get a lot of speed. Sudo can come closer, but it's not enough. Fane bleeding a lot of time, but he still is through. He lost so much in the end though, but that was a great performance.
Yeah, fantastic performance by Fane. And just to expand on what you said, really, if he can carry on this form and not let the pressure of the grand final get to him, then he'll do quite well. It was just the pressure early on, I think, that he struggled with in his last match against Aurus and Siren. But
let's go into the next map then. Time Flies. Time Flies is the next map here, as Kaluki is 1 victory away from reaching finalist mode.
Yeah, and Sudo could get the job done right now.
But, yeah, he could.
You know, this map feels fitting because it's how I feel. Time does fly. It doesn't feel that long ago that we started with the qualification phases.
Yeah, it does.
Now we're on the second to last match.
Yeah, just high-octane Trackmania competition, which is great to see. €400 of prize money in here. And Yeah, I do think that it will be a close one. I think Kaluki now has to pull the trigger, and I hope that, yeah, we're gonna see a double final situation. Dwinjo not with a good match though, all things considered. Still a nice deep run into this tournament, but also here he has been, yeah, actually it was Pseudo with a mistake. I thought for a second it was Dwinjo, but Dwinjo now in the lead, so he woke up from the dead here, or from the undead, dead, whatever, and can get some points.
Yeah, and it might be a little bit too late for Divino to have too much of an impact, but it's a good chance to showcase what you're all about, because it's been a bit of a rough match for Divino now, and a round win will surely feel nice for them, regardless of anything else.
Yeah, but denying some huge points here to Kaluki as well, who's only getting third position.
I think he needs to go safe there, but Pseudo!
Oh my god.
Yeah. So GG to Pseudo.
Oh, Dwinjo. Dwinjo match fixing.
Yeah, should have gone safe finish there.
Dwinjo
Had
match
4
fixing here.
seconds.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Especially for Kaluki. You know, if you know, okay, the other person is on there. And yeah. Also at Silent Ninja, I'm just gonna address it once and only once. We're not playing Trackmania Nations forever. We can maybe just agree to disagree here. Enjoy TMNF, enjoy that game. You know, we're not playing it. Thank you. And have a good one.
Yeah.
Probably getting banned in every streamer's chat.
Probably. Yes. Right. So I guess I'll stick us on a little break until the final, which
Yeah.
feels almost scarily too soon before we play the final.
Yeah, and I will be playing some Trackmania Nations, guys, in the means.
Actually, maybe we could make our turtle map inside of we can port it over.
Yeah. And then Silent Ninja can play it.
Yeah, it'd be great fun.
Gonna play some A12, like play Uberbug map for 500 hours. Maybe I get world record. Who knows? But no, I mean, Trackmania Nations is a great game, but I have the feeling that like 2020 is much more complete. Of course, there's still stuff coming out there, but
yeah.
Anyway.
I feel like you struggled to get. There'd be many people interested in watching that these days. But yeah, let's pop that on a break there and move on.
Yeah, we're going to be on a small break. We're going to see in a bit.
See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
And we're back, everybody, with the grand final of the BTL Winter 2026 playoffs. 400 euros on the line, and we have a stacked grand final between Fane, Pseudo, Aurus, and Siren. So again, it is 3 Lithuanian players in there. Aurus and Siren coming from the upper brackets, and then Pseudo and Fane fought their way through in the match that we've seen just beforehand. I'm very much looking forward to this one, Beamsy, as we also have a pick order, because Siren got the top seed. He banned Trenches. The first map is picked first map. The first map is the one that we cannot pronounce. Then second map is the time face offset. Then we have Time Flies, Lemon Tree, and Homik as the last map. So here I think the point limit should also be 140 instead of 120. So the match should be a bit longer. It might be ending on map number 2 here if all things work out. But also 400 euros on the line here. It will be a great event coming to an end.
Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting match to watch here. And I want to see Fane push. I mean, it's not the great start to the first round here, 0.3 behind. But Siren and Aurus neck and neck. I think Siren's failed slightly there, did he? So Aurus comfortably up now, 0.2 on Siren. Coming in.
Yeah, Pseudo also almost with a mistake there. So that was unfortunate, but Aurus with a comfortable lead here. As you can see, Fane falling off the map, and it is Aurus and Siren fighting it out for that 10 pointer here. The first 10 pointer of this particular grand final. Siren having to release. It is Pseudo overtaken by Clipping as well, still getting away with it. And it's 1 minute flat here from Aurus, 1,000 away from the 1 minute flat on the complete dot by the Trackmania Nations. This will be a 1 minute flat, guys, so we should maybe play that game instead. Also, guys, we checked out the person who was in chat. He was streaming for 19 hours already, and he called it a test stream.
It's an impressive test. It really is. And not a great start from Siren there. Immediately gonna have to respawn from first checkpoint. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting stream. I watched a good few minutes of it. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, he struggles to get a gold medal on CO6. So.
I'm not sure he knew how to drift, but hey ho. But anyway, Aurus comfortably ahead here on Trackmania 2020, the Baltic Group Trackmania League final.
Yeah, and what a banger event that has been so far, and Aurus just on a spree right now. Of course, he's the second one qualifying to the grand final. Maybe that was even tactical, who knows, because the second map could be more important than the first one, because the point limit is 140 points here. But Aurus with a good time as well, 59.8, Pseudo 0.7 away, Siren also with a good start, Fane on 4th. So not really a good start for anyone except Aurus and maybe Pseudo, but Siren and Fane definitely having to put in the work. Aurus looking composed.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to what we've seen from Fane in the last 2 matches where they've just struggled on the first... Whatever the first map is, they just struggle a little bit. So, we'll see if that changes for them at all. And Siren a little bit all over the place, but strong start for Aurus here, getting the first 2 round wins. That really makes a statement.
It does, yeah, it does. And also to run you through the pick order. So Siren banned Trenches. Then we have Siren also picking the first map, Aurus picking map number 2, Fane map number 3, and Pseudo picked map number 4. So we can just go along of how the maps are looking like, of how the maps are, but Trenches will not be played. Aurus with a weird transition there, but everybody with a mistake, and Aurus can go up into first position. You're getting a great jump there, good nosedive, and Aurus up into the lead. Pseudo and Siren both falling behind here, and what was that? Aurus again getting the 10 points gifted to his name, and he's up to 30 points already.
Yeah.
What happened?
That's how you know the moment is yours, when even when you make a mistake, everyone goes, oh yeah, I should make a mistake as well.
Yeah. Wow. 30 out of 30 possible points, but Aurus can call himself lucky that he was able to get this one through. And maybe it's a clean sweep, but I think it will be like winning 15 rounds in this particular match. will be quite something, but Oris already getting a great start here. Fane and Zyron with 11 and 10 points, then Pseudo with 3 second places in a row, but he's already 12 points behind Oris, who's just on a spree here, Beamsy. Look at that, he's on a great time as well.
Yeah, he really is. It might not be able to get a clean sweep for the entire match, but really on to just clean sweep the first map. This is quite the performance. Iris is definitely just ready to compete. Not the best exit speed there, but should keep them ahead of Zyron by at least 0.2. Yeah, 0.3 ahead. Coming in towards the ending, and there's no way Iris is going to make a mistake at the ending here when they look so good at it, and they're going to get another round win. That's... They did get the round win. They did.
They wanted to make it a bit more exciting. Oris was on a great time. He jumped a bit too far into there. He maybe wanted to save it a bit too much, but since he jumped so far into that, he had little turning radius to work with in order to just adjust to the ending jump, but he still got the perfect map done. 40 out of 40 possible points. Zyron also picking up good points there with a second position, but it's already a huge gap. 18 points between first and second. Keep in mind, we play up until all positions are decided. So it will be a long match coming into play here as we now go to map number 2, which was picked by Oris. It's face offset by Kaluki.
Yeah, and I think this one here should be very close competition-wise. This might be where we see Iris fail to win a round, but I think even if that happens, they're going to feel very comfortable having won the first 4 rounds, because that is just a ridiculous way to start off a final.
It is, yeah, it is. Asserting dominance here after not winning his winner bracket match, which was his match. It was assigned to him. He's seed number 1, but Zyron magically got it away from him. And then Oris had to play 8 rounds in finals before he went through. It was very close where Fane fought his way back into the match, but it wasn't meant to be on this very last round. We also played this map as the decider there. And now it is Oris again getting a great start here. Look how far ahead he is. He's looking locked in. That's just an incredible performance here from Oris so far. And I really wonder how many rounds he can win in a row before his streak breaks.
Yeah, genuinely already 0.2 almost ahead of Zyron. Well, close to 0.1 now. But the fact that you're able to just consistently be faster than everybody else is insane and a real testament to Oris as a player. But Zyron is putting the pressure on here. Getting somewhat close. We'll see what happens at the ending, but Aura should be able to get the job done. Yep, they do.
Yeah, with the 0.3, not a bad time as well. He lost a bit of time there, 0.1 to maybe 0.2 of a second, but Zyron also had overspeed into the end, getting 6 points. It's 5 out of 5. Let's see how long this one will be going, but yeah, Oris is just in the zone. He has double the points from the second place.
Auris has just been, drinking a lot of caffeine, getting themselves really locked in and focused. That's my guess. Full focus.
But now he is on second only.
Yeah. Fanes. Ooh, with the clip.
Yeah. There's the red shell pull from. There's the red shell pull from Oris, having a blue shell available as well. Going through the item box here, but I don't think he needs it. Just waits for the red shell to attack him, but it seems like Zyron is really pushing this turn here, going a bit wider. They're having a lot of speed into this sector, but it doesn't work out. Oris looks like to win this round here as well if he survives the ending. I think it's another 0.3, maybe a 0.2, but he didn't have a good start, so maybe I'm leaning to a 0.4. Yeah, it's a 0.4, so good time from Oris. Zyron almost sniping and then the ending. It's 6 out of 6.
It would be cinema if it was to happen, but surely someone takes a round off Auris at some point, right?
It's 9 more rounds though, and then Auris will be through.
Yeah. Well,
that would be incredible.
It would. It really would. But Auris having a slightly worse start here than Fane and Zyron, looking like they have decent speed coming into the section, but Fane with a little bit of a lead here. Slightly different line to Zyron, but seems to neutralise back to where it was, about 0.1 lead for Fane, give or take. And see how the speed is here, sticking similar. Zyron slightly more speed than Fane, and Auris 0.28 behind This genuinely might be the first time we see Iris not win a round. And Zyron clearing Fane.
Yeah, very good line there from Zyron coming back after a very dominant start from Fane, but Fane is not out on that one just yet, having a bit more speed. Zyron with a very inside line, and he will win this round by 200ths of a second, and Aurus winning spree is gone, but look at the gap that he has accumulated already. It will be a tough mountain to climb for any of the players to catch up to Aurus, and he's already almost halfway through of reaching finalist mode here, as Zyron picks up a very important 10-pointer, claiming second position to his name. As we go into the penultimate round, no, into the last round of this map actually, and let's take a look what Fane can do, because Fane had an exceptional start in round 2 and also in round 3, but he couldn't really get it through. Still needs to find a 10-pointer.
Yeah, it really does. But, you know, if the moment is gone for Iris, maybe people start to gain points, maybe it can get a bit closer, but it's such a mountain to climb. Zyron and Iris neck and neck here. Zyron with a slight edge, but Iris more speed, and we'll see how that plays out into the next section with this downwards drift here where you want to maximise your speed as best as possible. We've seen Iris excel at it, and he does again. Neck and neck still coming into the end. And who's going to get it the better? It's going to be Zyron again.
Yeah, Zyron with a lot of speed into the end. Wow. Good round.
That's
back-to-back 10-pointers there for Zyron. That is lovely to see.
So is this where Zyron starts his 6-round win streak and then move on to the next person?
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe 6 round wins in a row for Zyron to even up the playing field. But now we go to a map that was really good, I would say, for everyone here. Fane at 30 points, Pseudo at 35, so they need to do some work. But also to allude to one of the questions in the chat about a perfect match, I think it did happen in some competitions early on, but definitely not in a grand final. I would be very much surprised in there to see like a player winning 13 rounds when the point was 120, or even 15 rounds when it's 140. But I think in earlier matches with 100 points, I think Carl Jr. did it once. But I don't know it would be interesting to know like how often this has happened, because it's incredible to even win 11 rounds and not crash in one of them.
Yeah, I mean, just doing 6 is insane, really, because there's a point where you expect like even a tiniest little mistake to happen. Just to be consistently consistent is difficult.
But to be fast then as well is like incredibly hard, because players driving so close to the world record here. And it is Zyron with a great start here, finding himself 0.1 ahead. Now coming to the spot where Fane looked exceptionally strong, and he gets such a good transition. Look how wide he approaches, having to release a bit to not clip the transition. But it's a close fight between Zyron, Fane, and Aurus here. Oh, Zyron with a good drift setup, but bleeds a bit of time. Doesn't go as outside as Aurus, who is accumulating more speed in this sector. It will all come down to the ending. Who's willing to take more risks in here? Will it be Zyron winning the 3rd round in a row, or Aurus? It's so close, but Aurus stays ahead with a 0.5 as well. Good round. Wow.
Yeah. This is starting to turn into a real fight now between the two of them. It really is. But look at that lead still 25-point lead. It's incredible.
It's incredible, and also Fane with a great run there, but he cannot get it through into the top 2 here. So he's still on 34 points. Not looking too good for him, as Zyron really picked up the pace up to 55. Keep in mind, the payouts are 200, 125, 50, and then 25 for every player in here. For the respective positions, so it's quite something. And it is Pseudo who again struggles to find a good run here, is again a couple of seconds behind, and it's 13 thousandths between all of them. Oh, I think it was Fane losing control there, bumping a bit. Zyron very inside there in this drift, but is so far ahead of the others and makes it through, and will most likely win this round.
Yeah, it's been so close, and Zyron going to get another round win.
Oh no!
Oh.
He failed
Did
it.
he respawn?
He went too far inside there, so Zyron from first to last, and it is Aurus winning the round ahead of Fane. So Aurus up to 90 points, capitalizing on that mistake there from Zyron. but it's still 32 points. Oh, man.
He hit the wall, didn't he? He hit the wall. That's, I think, all the
Yeah, he hit the inside there.
Yeah.
Or the wall, something like that. His line was a bit off there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Zyron. That would have really started to put the pressure on ours a little bit, but not to be just yet. We'll see. Not, you know, we've been focusing on those two so much that it's hard to really focus on what Pseudo and Fane are up to. But realistically, what, 20 points behind second now? Well, 26 for Pseudo. They need to start doing something to try and lock in second place, really.
But I think they still need to win their first rounds here in this match. It's either Zyron or Aurus winning those rounds. Maybe Fane has sprinkled in a round win so far, but Zyron surviving it here with a 0.6. 68 points for him. That was not the worst map for Zyron here, as Aurus now only with 4 points, but still, like, it's 36 points between first and second. No, 26, never mind. Don't do math on stream. But I mean, this gap can dwindle very soon here if Aurus making some mistakes, and that was almost a mistake there happening from Aurus, but he gets away with it, finding himself in the lead again.
Yeah, and it is genuinely an insane lead to have at this point, but we'll see how long he can hold on to it being that massive, or if he wants to extend it even more, because surely this can't go on for another 50 points, especially with Zyron really waking up into the match.
Oh, but look at this backside approach as well. But losing a lot of time there. You will really want to go a little bit over the plastic there to just get a good flick out of it and hold as much speed as possible. But Zyron is picking up the pieces there and will win this round yet again. But Aurus is pushing so much there. Almost able to snipe it. Another 0.5 here. That is a very fast winning time. But Zyron, like a complete different performance in comparison to day number 1. Very, very good so far. 78 points. Aurus at 100 points. Fane and Pseudo in dead last with 49 points here.
Yeah, you can really see with Zyron that he looked at what went wrong with him yesterday and addressed it last night, ready for today. You can really see the practice.
Yeah, maybe just got some good night rest. Slept over his mistakes. Could be. Maybe it wasn't his day yesterday. Maybe he was hungover from Friday. I don't know. Could be.
It's possible.
It's possible, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? As we go to Lemon Tree, our next map in the rotation, map number 4. And then I think it will be Homik as our last map. So it's Pseudo's pick here. He had the decision of either picking Homik or Lemon Tree. He decided to go for Lemon Tree. So it's really his map to shine through.
Yeah, it's nice to get to see this map again. After missing it for the first 2 matches today, I did enjoy it when we saw it in the lower final, so it's nice to see it here in the grand final.
Oh, it is, and the first mistake has happened for Aurus. So Aurus is behind by 4 seconds, so that leaves up some room for Pseudo and Fane to finally win a round here. I think they still have to do that. And Zyron is also not really playing a role in this round, getting very outside into the third corner here, but then tries to get a no-side exit here, but he was too tight there. And Fane and Pseudo with a commanding lead here into the first round, round number 13 of this grand final. Fane, it's his round to lose now, but it's very important to just bounce back into this match after they have been falling behind tremendously in those first 12 rounds of the race.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity now for them to actually start to make a little bit of gain on points, and Fane is going to do it quite comfortably with a 0.2 lead over Pseudo. First time we've seen them as the top 2 this match.
Yeah, it is. It is. World record is a 0.78, so also not a bad time here from Fane to start off things on Lemon Tree. And he gets those 10 points, the well-needed 10 points. Oh, but it could be already over. You need more rounds like that if you're Fane, if you want to fight back. But if you have seen like incredible comebacks, it's from Fane. Like, just remember how his winner bracket match started. He was very far behind, but still was able to get finalist. Then the last match as well. He had a DNF in the very first round, had 10 points after the first 3 rounds. And he fought his way back into the match with a great performance. And also being the first one qualifying And then it was Pseudo on second, of course, but still a great performance from Fane, and he now is in the lead again, always with a mistake, touching on the outside there. So Fane with a back-to-back win could really set himself up nicely to collect massive points on Lemon Tree. Only one more drift to go. Oh, I think that wasn't a good transition there, clipping there a slight bit, but everybody made a mistake here. Always Pseudo and then Zyron behind, and Fane with another 10-pointer.
Yeah, it's massive. Just to sort of go from what you said, really, Fane, this is a similar point difference to where they started their comeback last time. So I really somehow don't quite count them out, even with this massive point gap.
40 points, yeah.
Yeah. It's like if this is the moment where Fane decides to wake up, then maybe Fane can just start to really push. But 2-round wins in a row now for him, so confidence has to be coming back for Fane. And up into first place again, going into the drift here. Slightly.
Yeah, Pseudo's pick is not really working out here, really.
Yeah,
he's 1 second behind again, not really collecting any points here. And it is Fane in the lead, and no one is there to contest it from him.
No, and this is what Fane can do when he gets into the zone. He can just pick up on these little errors and just really find his pace and start to show what he's about. Oh, but
he lost the gear
right there. It's going to be close.
Wow.
I think Fane has it. Less than a tenth. Yeah,
Fane.
Top 3.
Yeah, Fane lost the gear there in this last part. He had a commanding lead, but he was still able to get it across. Another win, and it's now only 10 points between Zyron and Fane. So all of a sudden we have a match, at least for second place. Ours is still so far ahead after those 6 swift round wins that we started this grand final with. But Fane could make it a perfect map. He could make the counter-strike here as he gets another amazing start. And now Zyron is the one behind. But I'm really worrying about Pseudo because they were tied going into this map in points. Pseudo and Fane, both I think sitting at 49 points. But Fane has now 17 additional points in comparison to Pseudo. But this is a great round between Aurus, Fane, and Pseudo. Zyron, of course, is out of the equation. Fane with a great line there, going very, very wide there in this third, trying to get as much speed as possible. A clipping here. So it is Aurus and Pseudo into the lead.
Yeah, and I should say, that's disappointing for Fane there after having such a good map so far. But great moment for Aurus just to go, yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm still winning rounds. I'm just quickly getting myself to finalist still. It's all good. And important for Pseudo to get a second place.
Yeah, it is, but it could be too late here for him. He needs an exceptional next map or just needs to find a comeback. The battle for a second is definitely not over for him because also Zyron wasn't able to pick up a lot of points on this map. It was mainly a show here from Fane, who's now 9 points away. But Aurus, he can close it out on Homik, and we know what kind of line he's going for. But on the other hand, he had 4 finals attempts here, BMZ, in the upper bracket final, and he wasn't able to get any of them, significantly close of closing it out, right?
Yeah, he really struggled with this map. So I can't see Aurus going for that inside line again because it just did not work out for him on this map here. It just did not. Yeah,
it did not.
But I think I saw one round he went on the outside line and also struggled with that. So
yeah,
I'm not really sure what was going on last match on this. Maybe it was nerves, maybe it was something like that. But we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up as well because the outside line also looked a bit weak. So maybe Aurus just practiced the inside line, and he just couldn't get it through. Of course, it's just 4 rounds that we have seen, right? It's not like a whole practice session, like how consistent he is usually on that. But let's just take a look of how this one is working out for Aurus. First and second place needed. But yeah, you rightfully said it. Aurus not going for the inside line. Not feeling too comfortable on it. Maybe he's going for it in the finals rounds or when he is maybe a bit further behind at the start.
Yeah, maybe it becomes his risk strategy. But for now, he took the normal way and it seemed to go okay for him, sitting near enough neck and neck with Zyron, less than a tenth between them. More speed, possibility to get first again here. But neck and neck still coming into the ice side. Who's going to get it better? Zyron looks like they have more speed. Zyron should be winning the round. Yeah,
what a great time here as well, a 0.6 on Homik. You love to see it. It was also the very first map that has been released. It's just 0.02 away from the world record from Kuzi. So very, very good time from Zyron, which was also a PB as well as for Aurus, said a minute ago, both times. So both really playing the best Trackmania they can. And just what if Aurus is getting that inside line through? Like it can even be a 0.4 if he gets this run through, but he's not finished this yet. He needs to find a round win. Is this the round where he goes for the inside line?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, but no, same again. And probably the right decision there, up into first place from the outside line. So maybe it just works out as being way too risky, that line, even for Aurus to want to bother with it at this point with how it went last time. It's just a shame, because yesterday it looked insane when he did that line.
Oh, Aurus having to readjust there. So he was on a massive time, but Zyron catching up a little bit there in this part. Aurus having to lift up the accelerator, but I'm wondering what the stopwatch says, but he slides out, and we've seen that as well in the qualifier, where Aurus slid out multiple times in the ending. It's just haunting him.
Yeah, that was not a memory that Aurus wanted to relive there. Like, it felt like almost every round during that qualification phase, Aurus was prone to do that. And Fane obviously won that qualification phase. But that was a while ago now.
Yeah, that was like
surely...
almost like a month ago, kind of, right?
Yeah, it must be about that, give or take. But that's not something Aurus wants to be doing, and I'm sure that that's far less common to happen now than it was then.
Yeah, but still, you can see, like, if you release or just have an over angle, you just slide, you lose the gear and you slide out in exchange. But now important for Aurus to get that second position across. He has a good customer to his name who really wants to get some points as well. Pseudo currently at 77 points. Fane slowing down a little bit. That is a very competitive round that we're seeing here between the players. It is, I think, Zyron not with a good line there. And it is Aurus, Fane, and Pseudo in that order in the top three. Pseudo not with a good entry into this last part of the track, but still a good eyesight. It's so close, and it will be Aurus winning the round, denying multiple points to the others. Oh man, and he's in finalists. So let's take a look if he can close it out. 200 year on the line for Aurus, and he has plenty of attempts to work with.
Yeah, and less than 2/10 between everyone there.
It was a crazy round.
Really was. But can he do what he couldn't do in his last match? Actually close it out while you've got the advantage. Get it done first time asking. It'd be such a relief. I think it'd be such an honor to win it so comfortably with such a dominant performance throughout and a better ice slide than the others. But Zyron more speed, actually.
Yeah, very good line there from Zyron. Making it an interesting one. We have seen Aurus on finalist attempts already. This could go down south very quick because Zyron will go up to 125 points if he wins, and is not that far off of the finalist mode himself.
Yeah. And it'd be a good statement, but Fane almost had a beautiful ice slide. That was unfortunate for Fane.
He's in last with that. Only 3 points for Fane. But Zyron now applying a lot of pressure to Aurus here. And here we go. We go to map number 1 again. This was, of course, a perfect map for Aurus. We go to Fendar's map one last time. For Aurus, maybe? I don't think we're going to see this map again. Unless we see like 10 DNFs in each round and the stars align. I doubt that we're going to go to round number 41 in this match.
I mean, that would be very unlikely, I think. I don't think... Is that theoretically possible?
I mean, if we have 3 DNFs in those rounds, right, and Pseudo now wins, let's say, 5 rounds, everybody DNFs. Fane wins 4 rounds, everybody DNFs. Okay. Zyron wins 2 rounds, you know, and then it could happen, but I think even mathematically... Yeah, I don't see that one either. I think even then we would end on the last map. Anyway, let's go ahead into the round because it is always still in finalist. But look at the start here from Fane, already 0.1 ahead.
Yeah, and it feels like this map, if we are to end on this map, this will be a fitting map to end on. It's been such cinema to watch. But at the minute, Fane ahead of Auris, 0.2 lead. Can Fane do what he did to Auris last time they played each other and just keep denying Auris the opportunity?
And then also very important, the battle here for second position. If Zyron gets second and then first in the next round, well, he will be finalist. But look at the line here from Auris. So much speed accumulated in that part. And he also had a very good nosedive here into this sector, allowing him to reduce airtime. And Auris finds himself in the lead, and he could use his second finalist attempt if he just survives this ending. And it's looking good. And Auris will be the BTL Winter 2026 champion. After a wonky start, he was able to get it through. GG's to him, but what a great performance as well.
What an incredible and deserved win. That performance was insane from Auris throughout the final and throughout all the rounds up to this point. He's performed amazingly. Yeah, fully deserved win there. And now the question is Zyron able to get second?
Yeah, that's the question. He's still looking to get 2 rounds across the boards in good positions, but right now it's looking good. But he will end up with 139 points after he is going to most likely win this round because he's so far ahead of the others.
Yeah, it's still, it's one of the times where having the 9 at the end isn't too bad because you've already got such a commanding lead over the next player. And especially
he has.
Especially going to feel a bit of confidence here when you're 2 seconds up on second place.
Yeah, but we've seen players fail the ending, right? There's still this drift, a speed check afterwards. But Zyron should know that he can save it. That looks very much controlled. 1 minute, 0.2, also not the fastest time that we have seen. And he is at 139 points. 1 miserable point away of reaching finalist mode.
Yeah, and it just feels fitting that so much of this is being decided on this map, the map that's provided so much cinema, as you alluded to there, that we've seen the winner, and now we'll see Zyron getting finalist almost certainly unless he DNFs.
Yeah, I mean, Zyron has been DNFing a lot in the past, but I think he should not let this one slip through his fingers. He should just save it in this round. He doesn't have a good start, no need to push. He can deny points to Fane especially, who's at 108 points. But also, I mean, Pseudo came back quite nicely. The battle for second is still ongoing here, as Zyron is really pushing it there. But it's not enough to survive that particular jump. And it is Fane and Pseudo who are really in need of some points in first and second place. And it looks like they're gonna take this one home. Speed check coming into play. Good flowy landing there from Fane. And it will be him winning the round. As Zyron also makes a mistake.
Yeah.
But he knows where the safe finish is.
Yeah, and that's all that matters at the minute. Just get yourself finalist.
Exactly. So good luck to Zyron.
Yeah. Great opportunity to get it done as well when you've got so many points on Fane. Fane would need to win another 3 rounds to deny.
Oh, and Zyron almost dropping the gear there. Was or like just gearing up in a very, very awkward spot, but he makes it across. Zyron is finding himself in that battle for first alongside Fane, who gets a very good dirt sector here. But Zyron fighting back. A lot of speed accumulated. The quarter pipe jump, very important. And it's looking good for both of them, but both slightly clipping there. And it will be all coming down to the ending.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the exit speed, but they're Fane gone. This is a perfect opportunity for Zyron to get the job done now, Turbo. It really is. You can just get into the ending cleanly off this turn that people like to make so many mistakes on, but surely now is not the moment to do that. Now's the time to just take your second place. And he does it. So there's second determined. GG.
Yes. And how did Zyron survive that drift? I thought for a second that he would clip there.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same.
Wow. So Zyron ending it with a bang here, getting second place. Very, very cool to see that. Yeah, we talked disappointingly, or did disappoint. We sounded disappointed yesterday from Zyron's performance, but that's what we were expecting from him. Getting second place after being 5th, 6th last edition. He now is on the podium, taking the silver medal, 125 euros to his name. And now we have a 1v1 battle between Pseudo and Fane on face offset.
Yeah, it's such a strong performance today by Zyron. It really has been a very strong performance. You know, to beat Auris in their last match and then, you know, come into the final as top seed was impressive in itself. And then
and they also qualified to Comic-Con Baltics with that.
Yes.
That's for sure. True that. So that's quite convenient. 2 Lithuanians going through. And Comic-Con Baltics taking place in Vilnius, Lithuania, of course, right?
Yeah. That's convenient for them, actually, isn't it? Oh, and now
it's very much convenient
by Mars. There you go.
That's lovely. That's very nice. So let's see if he's going to rock it as well, or if he's going to use his team skin.
You'd have to use it every now and then, at the very least, wouldn't you? In a little.
I think so as well. Like, he joined Evolup GG, of course, and let's see if he will be rocking their skin or the skin from Mars. Then maybe it's even the same one. Who knows? Who knows? But it is Fane winning this round. He's at 134, so he just needs to win one more round in order to reach finalist mode. But then, I mean, it doesn't really. This round is not really. It's inconsequential when it comes to positions, because Pseudo will go up to 120 no matter what, and then needs to deny Fane twice to have a chance of getting 3rd position.
Yeah, definitely. But it's been a tough match for Pseudo. It really has. It's not been too involved in the conversation. But it's definitely doable to catch Fane, but not when you're currently 0.4 behind. On this map, especially where Fane has looked so consistent throughout today.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of what ifs here for Fane as well. I think he could have been a contender for 2nd place as well. Especially after his stellar performances, like on his sprees on like multiple maps. I think now he's just gonna set a great time as well at 0.1. That is lovely to see. And Fane is on finalist. Pseudo at 120 as well, so he's not out of the equation yet, but needs to deny him back to back and then win another round. So we have a maximum of 3 more rounds to be played here between Fane and Pseudo for the bronze medal.
Yep. But let's just see, can Fane just get the job done at the first ask? I feel like he stands a good chance, especially with that start. So much more speed than Pseudo there, sitting 0.2 ahead already.
Oh yeah, but Pseudo with a very aggressive line there on the inside will overtake. Pseudo will overtake Fane there, but it's still a neck-and-neck fight here for 3rd position, as you can see. Good approach from both players. Fane with more exit speed, Pseudo having to readjust, and I do think Fane has a good shot here of making it, even though the start didn't look that clean.
Yeah, and you know, Fane's gone back up into 1st now. Should be crash him.
Never mind.
Never mind, yeah.
Going to another round then. So Pseudo denying Fane the 3rd position for now.
Yeah, and that's good because it means we get to watch even more of the last few moments of this beautiful event.
Of this great event. I mean, I cannot stress it enough. It was such a nice one. So, as always, the Baltic scene is delivering. Not only from the organization, but also from the skill level. Like, this event was just great to follow along. Like, high competition in the Baltics. And it's just growing and growing from event to event.
Yeah, genuinely. It's been I cast the last one with you as well, and just from that one to this one, you can see the overall skill level improving. It's great. It's just great to see.
Especially Fane, like coming back from retirement, kind of, and playing a lot of Trackmania Nations, and then making it to the final here after a very, very good performance in the qualifying on the very first map. He's now looking to get that bronze medal, but having to readjust here. Very good line from Pseudo coming back, but now not getting a good drift. So Fane only one jump away of getting that third position. Will it be enough? Will he make the ending? No, he will not. And we have a double final situation. Pseudo is in finals as well. Good luck. And I think we're going to go to another map, though. There will be a map switch.
Yeah. And that means we get to look at one more of the maps one more time.
One last round. It will be one small warm-up, and it's Time Flies as the final map.
Could it end any better for a map name?
Wow.
It feels like destiny that we end on here.
It's destiny, yeah. Pseudo and Fane just wanted to force one final round here. This is map number 3, so this is round number 29 then in this particular match. After a small warm-up, we will determine our third position. It would be heartbreaking if Fane doesn't get it, though. Really.
It would. And let's see then. One last chance to get third place.
Yeah, one last chance. Both are finalists. It's the very last round of this competition. And whoever wins gets third place. Pseudo with a great start. He has nothing to lose. I mean, he's the underdog. He was so far behind after Fane has picked up some pace, some 10-pointers. But Pseudo fought his way back. But Fane getting a great exit here. But Pseudo as well. It's still so close between both of them here in this particular round. But Pseudo doesn't have a good line here. Clips and Fane with a commanding lead now. Pseudo has to rely on a mistake in the ending.
He does. But Fane, so comfortable. He can just cruise on into that third place that is so deserved based on how he's played it all tournament long. And time might fly, but so can Fane into getting third place. And that's the Baltic Trackmania League done, Turbo.
Yeah, another edition in the books. Lithuania getting first, second, and third here. So GG's to all of the players. Pseudo getting €25 as well. So just a nice competition going to an end. Absolute great organization, incredible maps as well. And it was a lot of fun casting it alongside you, Beamsy. And again, thank you so much to all of the people who were in charge of organizing this event, mainly Machelli, who was doing the work in the end, picking everything up. So that was very nice to see. And everybody else sponsoring this event, I think you can also name Matti here, who brings us also some advertisement onto the tracks, that is very good to see as well. Gotha, it is the sponsors on the map. You could have seen them there. So very nice competition. And thanks also to you guys watching it. I hope you enjoyed the cast from me and Beamsy. It was just a great competition.
It really was. And I'd just like to end by saying basically the same as you, just thanks to everyone. And also thanks to Jug and Rapids for when they've casted. That's been fun to have them on board as well, right? And Pecunia covered the admin for one of the matches. So yeah, all around, I'm just saying a big thank you to everyone. What a tournament we've just watched. Really is.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it. Another edition in the books. I cannot wait for the next one happening as well. Really looking forward to that. Of course, Comic-Con Baltics happening now. Where we have Aurus and Zyron already going to. They're qualified to it with their first and second position. So that's very good to see. And also make sure to join the Discord. Machelli's dropping into the chat here. I think that's it from us then.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only thing to say is goodbye.
Yeah, I'll leave the last word to you.
Well, we'll catch you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Have a beautiful weekend, and bye bye.